Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. It's a terrific Tuesday, and we have some WWE NXT tonight. A fully loaded card, including Jordynne Grace. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. So get in that chat, say hello. Don't be shy, don't be quiet. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. We're live and back at it again, folks. We are ready to go. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we kick off NXT tonight, the go-home show for NXT Battleground, live from Las Vegas this Sunday. Should be a jam-packed show. Lots of questions, lots of things in play, including Ethan Page, Jordynne Grace. Lots going on as we head into this pay-per-view. But it's going to be a fun one. Get in that chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, be a part of the family, follow us everywhere, and it's going to be a fun show, like I said. So for the next couple hours, you're stuck with me every night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Mr. Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and I'm super fired up for NXT TNA tonight, my guy.
Right away. Look, I'm going to just...
They're right, NXT TNA. Right. Man, with the rally titles out there, Anthony, 100%. But yeah, I'm starting to even have this question. Who do we think, could we see more people cross the prohibited portal from TNA into NXT? I just want specifically, I believe in Joe Hendry.
I love it. I would love it. Absolutely. I mean, again, and I think you might have a good kind of opposition if Joe Hendry came out and fucked with Alexis King. Oh, I'm swearing early. But if he came out and out of the gate, just can't mind my P's and Q's. Yeah, I think Alexis King might be a guy that plays really well opposite Joe Hendry because he can make fun. Like, he takes himself so serious, and Joe coming in and cutting some songs on Alexis King might work. There's other options in there as well, but I don't know why that in my head kind of
that doesn't sound like a bad idea at all. And it's a guy that I don't want to say you can sacrifice to Joe Hendry because Joe Hendry's going over in that 100%, but it would help elevate Lexis King too, I feel, a bit as well. Absolutely. It does have a little bit of that vibe of like someone going at Chris Jericho when he was the Ayatollah of rock and roller type stuff.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, I think, like, look what it's done for AJ Francis, for Christ's sake. Like, Joe Hendry can help you out. I would love to see Joe. I'd love to see Moose even step across. Now, again, I think if Moose is going to step across, he's going to go after somebody with some big gold around their waist. Yeah. But I don't. Part of me wonders if we got the little taste of TNA now. I mean, Ethan Page selling us on the fact that we don't quite know if he's signed or not. But I mean, Jordynne Grace being involved, I wonder if there is more to come. Will it be post Battleground? Would it be something like, heading into All or Nothing? All or Nothing? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the TNA one.
It took me a minute.
I was thinking All Out, All In. They're all something.
All something.
Right, but yeah, like Moose is going after like a guy like Drew, like they've even had it back and forth on Twitter and everything like that. Anthony has a couple of good ones with the Rascals reunite. Yeah, I could dig it, even though one was let go from WWE, but
yes,
I could see that, and especially in NXT, that one works. You get Gigi to do something and be a fucking manager with them.
Interesting, but yeah. I don't hate it.
Tasha Steelz and Naomi be interesting. Well, that's the thing is I think you're going to see more. I think we're going to get more NXT-ish level interactions with TNA first. Yeah. Like we'll see a Natty might go against all odds, might be the one that takes on Jordynne Grace for the Impact World Championship. Something like that. versus we're not going to jump right into, a Moose versus Drew McIntyre, Josh Alexander versus a Cody Rhodes type situation.
No, I agree. And I mean, I think there's still the rumor out there of like an NXT TNA Worlds Collide. And that's kind of, you pit TNA up against Impact. And I think that does allow you a little more flexibility, at least from a WWE standpoint of, it's not the end of the world if Jordynne Grace or somebody comes in and beats one of our NXT talent. They'll be fine. But where do we book it where TNA can get a win, get a couple wins without us really sacrificing too much? And NXT might be the place to do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because again, still it shows, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. They're similar-ish, I'd say, as far as viewerships and attention. And again, developmental. We talked about the idea if WWE just TNA outright, that would essentially just be their third brand, which NXT kind of already walks that thin line of being a third brand and developmental as it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have NXT, your in-house developmental, and then I mean, you could having this relationship, and I don't mean this in a disparaging way in any stretch, but kind of having TNA in your back pocket, kind of like the old school OVW vibe of, you're not quite in our developmental program, but you're going to go off there, you're going to get your reps in, you're going to get TV time, you're going to have time to kind of hone your craft, and if you excel, well, then we have an opportunity here to have that conversation. Joe Hendry,
that's not bad at all, but that's a fucking stalemate. That's a Clash of the Titans right there.
But again, a guy that
match.
I like it in the sense of another guy that, LA Knight at the end of the day takes himself pretty serious. So when Joe comes in with his, bit of his humor, it kind of fucks with you, right? Like the is going to be great up against Joe, but when you start cutting songs about how you're the commercial guy or something.
Yeah, but I think it would help draw, I guess, if you wanted to look at it of LA taking himself too seriously, it could draw that other layer, that more of a comedic style out of LA, and it might draw some seriousness out of Joe Hendry as well and bring him away fully from just the sing-songies and the kind of comedy gimmick.
Yeah, I know I've talked to Anthony about this before, and I think what I love the most about Joe is he can do the playful stuff. He can make silly songs. We've seen what he's been doing in TNA, but when the bell goes, that man is straight business. He will fuck you up. He's not playing around in the ring, and he's strong, he's agile, he's athletic. So I think that's the nice part of him is like, oh yeah, I'll play with you, but pause.
Oh, 100%. I've seen Joe Hendry before he was doing the whole, blonde hair gimmick and everything. He's an absolute stud in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm sad we missed out on Elias versus Joe Hendry, if that was going to be a thing.
Right.
But yeah, do we want to get to the peoples before we got about 4 minutes before show kicks off here?
Yeah, we can get to the people real quick. Nick reminding everybody to get to our Discord and also check out our merch store, folks. If you haven't been over there yet, make sure you click on the link. There's links down below, and you can go get yourself some beautiful, beautiful Wrestling for Life Network swag. So again, go check it out. I know some of our friends just received their shipments, so make sure you get yours soon.
Absolutely. I couldn't add to the wonderful Vanna White promo.
Rocco, we're just going to say hello, and then we'll come back to some of these. There's definitely one I want to touch on real quick as well. Damien, good to see you. Eric, welcome back. Kevin, Roman, Denisha in the house. How you doing? Christopher, it's always a pleasure. Speaking of guys with T-shirts, Scott Rizzo in the house. Let's go. And everybody in the chat. Hashtag no sponsor. Yeah, self-made. Self-made,
right,
my man.
I still like happy NXT Day.
I like it. They're going to start producing some NXT TNA shirts.
If not, we will.
Yeah, we'd have to be creative about it. Bonkers, welcome back. Matthew Childs, there you go. Wrestling for Life, no one stream. Wait, number one stream.
Number one. Acknowledge us.
You number one. Nobody stream. Hey, wait a minute. Kyra, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. All About Wrestling. Welcome, RM as well. Wheeler is cleared, says Bonkers. We'll come back to that. Anthony's always a pleasure. We will see Anthony back here on Thursday. And at this rate, we might have to see him on some Tuesdays because, this is turning into
the people have been calling for it. The people have been asking. The people have been wanting because we got NXT going on here.
Right. It's funny because it's, he was not really an NXT guy. Now they're forcing him to be one.
Right. It grows on you. It's like a blessing and a rash at the same time. It grows on you.
Mm-hmm. Against all odds. What did I say? Yeah, I think I said against all odds.
Something. We were all about something. Christ, we had it in the right. We had it just in the wrong order.
Probably. I think Moose shows up on Oba. Very interesting. Taker versus PCO. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Maybe it'll be Howdy versus PCO. Maybe they'll recruit PCO. He's one of those Wyatt.
Oh God, that's getting into the Matt Hardy-ish. I feel a little.
Nah, but I love PCO. Matthew Childs, good to see you. Bradley, welcome back as always. Part of me. Chris, welcome. Pals in the house. Rizzo, welcome. Yo, Adrian, we're here. Let's go. Roman, welcome back. Who else we got? Jake's in the house. Keyshawn's with us. Gregory, Christopher. I think there's 2 Christophers. Sapphic, welcome.
Right. Byron. I think we got everybody. So you got about 30 seconds to get off what comments you wanted to get off about. Pause.
Yeah. Somebody brought up the idea of Ludwig being involved in something, and I don't know what specifically it was. I do want to quickly say, man, I watched back Raw, and something that maybe just because we were streaming, we were hosting, we might have missed to a degree, but my God, Ludwig delivered the fucking promo of his year. He dug right into that backstage promo where they gave him a little mic time, and he's the A+ athlete or whatever the fuck he's running with. But man, when I watched that back today, I was like, this cooks. It's just really good to see Ludwig get that love and then now being involved solo. But what a good promo.
Fair enough. I'll have to go back and watch it because we said at the start of the Raw show and everything about how he's fantastic on the mic. That's his biggest strong suit. So 100% if he's out here, cutting promos of his careers, I got to check that out.
It was so good. And then you see him trying to develop his character and what his identity is going to be, he physically on every level. But I am getting the warning, ladies and gentlemen, NXT is about to kick off. You got Zen? What the fuck? I got forever.
Let me know when you get now. Tell me now.
You get forever. Fuck. Wait till you get forever. Don't refresh.
I didn't. I just hit the play. Hands up. Forever.
Forever. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Nick got forever. That's what we're stuck together for. But it's going to be a fun one here tonight. If you want to sync up with us, I got the WWE logo on my screen right now. Nice. Hopefully Nick does too. But Mustafa Ali versus Wesley. I'd take that.
Battle of the
League. Naval rain.
Now you got to do it with the CEO dance.
Oh, look who it is. Steven. All ego rolling up. Are they going to ban him from the building? See?
Well, they're ironing out the deal.
Robbie and Ethan works really well together, to be honest.
Oh, 100% that works. That's smart mark that they have in AEW. That's been MIA, by the way. But yeah, 100% that works. And sorry, folks, there is no sexy red tonight. There will be no twerking, not even for me or KJ.
Sunday. The twerk As Sexy Red will be hosting the show. I don't quite know why or what it means, but we're going to tune in to find out.
It's provocative. No one knows what it means, but it gets the people going. That's the definition of Sexy Red. It's no one knows what it means. It's provocative and it gets the people going.
Right. All they want is the eyes, and they were trending on Twitter because of it. So whether we know who she is or give a shit, it worked.
We're very much Method Man and Red Man of how they're not doing the sorcerers anymore because the generational gap and everything like that. I feel like that's where Sexy Red falls in with us of just kind of, I ain't for me, but if you like it, you can have it. Right.
She's one of the people out there that's famous that make me feel old of like, I don't get it in your Rudy Tooty music.
Get off my lawn.
It's
your hippity hopping.
Saturday, NXT Battleground, Viva Las Vegas, or live in Las Vegas. I just made words up. Roman, it's Sunday, June 9th. We will be live for what? Yes.
No, I was just saying how you just were feeling lyrical. No, I was saying, yes, it is Sunday. No, I was just saying how you weren't making words up. You were feeling songified. You were starting to sing like I do and everything. Starting to sing Viva Las Vegas.
Motor City Machine Guns. Now, this one has been intriguing because there's been so many mixed reports. They leave TNA or they don't re-up. They kind of got their farewell. Like the way they kind of exited TNA felt like a goodbye. And then rumor was they've signed to AEW and they just never showed. We haven't seen them yet. Then it sparked rumors of, could they have changed their mind? Could they have turned around? Could they get involved with NXT because of what's happening? I don't know, bro.
I almost get the feeling. I almost want to throw it out there of it could happen of Motor City Machine Guns debut at NXT Battleground.
I'd be in, man. I'd be totally in. They're going to get a pop.
We've heard all these talks about they've signed with AEW, but we haven't seen the All Elite graphic. We haven't seen pen to paper. We haven't seen them walk through a tunnel or anything.
And realistically, how do you introduce Motor City Machine Guns? Okay, maybe they are the next challenger to the Bucks, but then what? Like, if the Bucks continue to carry on the storyline, then you probably aren't going to be successful with taking the belts.
Become the new FTR. Right? We're tired of playing with you, Dax and Cash. We've got in some new flippity-doos. The next greatest world tag team.
And we are opening the show with NXT
NXT on the back of Jordynne Grace. And this is a historic moment. This is the first TNA competitor to have a match on NXT. And outside of a premium live event, this is the first contracted TNA performer to have a match on WWE television.
And open the show. In addition to that, you're 100% right. Like you're spot on with, again, kind of a historic thing happening right now.
Absolutely. Entrance for fucking half a second, I was like, howdy. I had kind of halfway scrolled down. I just saw the hair. I was like, howdy, entrance starting soon. I'm like, oh my fuck.
Well, we haven't seen Stevie Turner's stuff a whole lot, so
she's out here. She's up there with those entrances like Joe Gacy, to where it's terrible to watch on the vitamins because you go upside down. Actually, if you go in slow motion, this makes you think your fucking desktop's fucking processing and shit.
Wow, here comes Roxy. Looking like a snack.
Better heel champion right now, Roxanne Perez or Liv Morgan?
Woo! It's early. They're neck and neck, man. I lean. Roxanne's killing it. Liv hasn't done a lot yet since kind of buying into this, but
I don't know. But that dumb shit's getting fucking trending pretty fast.
No, dude, it's getting all the love. Like that's where people. I know there was some debate about Liv, but they watch the analytics, and when the numbers are going through the roof, they understand what they're doing. And Liv brings eyes. Liv and Dom bring extra eyes.
Right, but we are underway with Stevie Turner versus Jordynne Grace right now. So give us your predictions, and why is it not Jordynne Grace? And, let's see if we take it over or under on this match last 5 minutes. As Roxanne's on commentary.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just smiling at the TV. It's ridiculous. Jordynne.
I don't blame you.
NXTNA jacket. Yeah, I mean, we joked about it, and they jumped right on it. They're like, "We got you."
I don't know if it's trademarked yet.
Oh, Jordy starting off strong. They're going to make her look like an absolute monster in this match.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was saying. Of over or under, if this match lasts longer than 5 minutes, this will be over faster than Ricochet versus Braun Breaker.
I will agree. This will not go 8 minutes and 12 seconds or whatever the fuck it was.
No, well, she's going to be 100%. They're going to book her, especially. This is what we talked about. This is a historic moment. This is very much the I scratch your back, you scratch my back. And it's also still talked about of other companies with other partnerships that may be agreeing to disagree on things and everything. So they're going to make sure that they have it very public of, see, we treat our working partners very well.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, again, right out of the gate, coming in and, you know, we all assume Jordynne's going to get a very dominant win here. Yeah. Like, I mean, again, we didn't see a whole lot of TNA Ws for the rivalry with AEW. That was one of the big complaints was it all kind of worked out. Like at one point, Kenny was running around with more belts than he knew what to do with. And TNA's belt was one of them. I mean, shit. But this is great.
It went to Christian, and then it kind of just did fuck all.
Right.
For a bit.
We should get Jordynne Grace versus Ariana Grace.
Battle of the Graces.
The Coupe de Gracie, if you would.
Right, the Coupe de Gracie Cup.
Roxanne, greater than Liv. Liv has only been great for 1 week so far. Yeah, I mean, again, I kind of echo that sentiment of small sample size, but Roxanne's doing outstanding.
Speaking of doing outstanding, Stevie's doing an outstanding job of just bumping and doing the JLB for Jordan right now because she's looking like a fucking phenomenon.
Love it. It's about to end, folks. I don't know what the minute
she's out here looking like a world beater as she sits there and stares right at Roxanne. Boom.
And it's on. Wow, she pancaked.
And then, like, even rolls somersaults Kip up out of the fucking pin and everything. Like, she looks like a fucking force of nature. That's Glamazon 2.0.
I kind of hate doing this, but part of me doesn't. Dear Tony Khan, when you bring somebody into your company, even if it's a new signing, that's how you put them over. They don't go 15 minutes with Nick Wayne or Lee Moriarty. You make them look like a complete and utter badass. You make them look dominant. You don't have Jay White go 12 minutes with Commander. You do that. Where even when Danny or even when Stevie got some offense, Grace just shut it down. Grace looks like a legitimate badass and ready to go. And speaking of ready to go,
as we're getting shove-ins, and we're already
dude, I'm pretty sure this is the most excited I've been on a Tuesday. It's at least pre-Mania.
Got the stream going up on a Tuesday.
Right. There you go.
Well, I see 81 people kicking around with us right now. Let's see if we can get that to triple digits. Absolutely. As Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, we're just going from fine to fine out here.
Right. See, they listen. This is the channel even the wrestlers watch, folks.
Right.
All right. Trick here, upset.
Oh, this
and Willow. That's what I get from this. That's those vibes.
But this is already starting off fantastically.
Are you surprised to let her do her finisher in WWE? Not at all. Not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
She won 4 minutes. That's beautiful. That's
absolutely
perfect. Grace for the win. NXT. I can't believe they dived right into it. Like, yo, we're linking up. Let's go. Let it be known.
Again, I think it goes to the reading the room, and on top of they've heard the reaction, they've seen the reaction that it got. But also on top of that, they know that just around the bend that there's, not so great potential working relationships with a very large company that would be very nice to have a working relationship with, I feel.
Yeah. Chris, there's always one fan out there.
They're going to marry Stevie Turner like that.
Stevie will be fine. She's a beginner at best at this point. She'll bounce back.
Stevie was out there like Wonder before all of this, before she was in the match with Grace, because we couldn't see her and she couldn't see us.
Well, she couldn't see a W, that's for sure.
Well, in fact, absolutely.
Somebody got sent to the friend zone.
Well, I like I want to, where was it? Oh, there was Anthony and a couple other people were getting on the whole train about talking about how it was light work for Jordynne Grace here.
Exactly. And it should be light work. TNA's best can't come in and fight one of your barely knowns and it be competitive. It can't. It doesn't make sense to the story you're telling. And even the exchange between Roxy and Jordynne gets the best of it. So if you don't know who Jordynne Grace is, you're now paying attention.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And now I think too, we're probably, I'm assuming, we'll get some sort of response in a video package on Thursday. I say video package because it's most likely a tape show still, but yeah, we're 100% going to very much get that interweaving, and I think this will help draw people and draw eyes to TNA as well, because you're going to see that crossover. Like we're already guessing, because at Against All Odds, see, I think I said it right, Anthony, this time, hopefully, as we're in commercial break, that has Jordynne Grace has an open challenge. We're almost assuming it's going to be against someone from WWE.
Yes.
Yes,
I agree. So I got distracted by the Stevie is Ted Turner's daughter. She deserves better. Brother Flav, how you doing? MDB in the house as well. But yeah, I mean, again, I think this is, I mean, realistically, dude, we don't know what the plan is. They could simply have Jordynne beat Roxy on Sunday, because Roxy could answer the open challenge at Against All Odds.
You imagine that they trade belts.
Imagine trading belts.
We get Roxanne with a run in TNA, and we get Jordynne Grace with a run in NXT.
When I
the hounds would be hollering then, though, that the sign that'll, the name on the contract does say Khan, but it's Nick Khan.
Then correct me if I'm wrong. Like, after Ring of Honor dissipated, I believe Roxy had a cup of tea. I know she had the one match in AEW, but she did have a cup of tea in TNA.
Well, that's why I was actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to mention it earlier as we're in commercial. It's perfect. Of shout out to whoever runs TNA's social media, because they are on top of their fucking game. Like, once Jordynne Grace came out and confronted Roxanne, like the first time last week, they instantly were putting up the last time that, Roxanne wrestled in a TNA ring and everything. They got the files. Everybody's done a little bit of a run through TNA. We've got Drew McIntyre footage. We've got this footage. We've got that footage. They got the receipts, and they're on top of like where the kind of discussion is going around them.
Anthony confirming that Roxanne faced Deonna. Absolutely. I think my memory was when Deonna had like 2 or 3 belts at that time, where she became the belt collector for a hot minute. What if Scott D'Amore shows up? Amen. Let's go. Give me Scott D'Amore. I mean, if he starts wearing crop tops, I'm gonna have problems. Right?
Crop top.
But yeah, I mean, right now, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, Ava Raine is in her office with Ethan Page, apparently negotiating the deal.
I do not have the deal.
Oh, no. I'm just getting back from commercial. I'm letting everyone know what happened at the beginning.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I was literally like, I got a bridge. You got a bridge? I got a bridge.
I got a bridge.
A bridge between us. A bridge to Terabithia. Who thought they'd get that reference on in our stream tonight?
Is NXT an abbreviation for something, or is it just shorter for next? Pretty much it's shorter for next.
It's the 90s version of, is Ty Dillinger out here kind of holding class? Or are these tryouts? Are these tryouts?
Yeah, like I mean, you saw him last week where he felt like the misguided youth of NXT, and he was going to become like a guru, a teacher type. Again,
bro, this is like the stay off drugs fucking after school special shit. Like Javon Evans is in here just looking like he could give a flying fuck.
Hey, Josh
Briggs, yeah. Those all look like people that are probably in their late 20s, early 30s, trying to play teenagers.
This looks like one of those like after school.
That's what I'm saying.
Is this Degrassi Junior fucking high?
I don't want to wait for my life to be over. This is setting up when we go to CW.
Where's Drake in a wheelchair? That's all we need.
And I bet it's A minor.
What if Ricky Starks shows up? Very interesting thing came out today or yesterday, but in the last 24 hours about how Tony Khan said, "Oh, I love Ricky Starks. I can't wait to figure out what to do with him," even though I gave away his tag team and took his belts.
Well, the answer response, I think, from me, you, and collectively the internet was, "Who books the fucking show, Tony? I'd love to have him on. Who books the fucking show?"
How do you sound like us when you're in charge? Like, that's how we give an opinion.
The company, my guy. You and you alone can make that happen.
Mm-hmm. As we got Booker T in the ring for the ladder match summit, all the ladies.
As
Lash Legend. I think I might take Lash Legend in this, bro. Especially because
I've gotten you to come all the way around on Lash Legend out here.
It took a while. Once they got rid of that stupid talk show, the talk show killed me because it was so.
I liked it since the talk show, so I've been an OG Lash fan.
But part of my theory here is, I think it would be cool if Fallon won it. I think it'd be really cool if Mishin could win it and stick around. But Sol Ruka is not a bad shout either. I know you're not sold on Sol yet.
Who's your pick? Who's your pick? Instead of, I know you're out here making cases for everybody. We could both do that, but who's your pick?
I think because of the relationship with Trick, maybe Lash. We get the NXT power couple.
Insider trading because she's out here in kind of the Harlem Heat gearish with the flames and everything. I mean, Mishin out here looking fine. Keith Lee, you're a lucky man, but I'm taking Fallon Henley. I think she's been the top kind of one in this class here a bit, and I think she establishes kind of a level with that title. Mission, she's great. She's probably floating around NXT to kind of help get some people over. All of that. She's still great. She's still talented. I don't know.
She brought it back.
What? Yeah, I'm putting respect on people's names like Kalani. Probably not. Jada Parker, I actually really like, and I think she's super talented, but I think it's too soon, too fast. Sol's probably the next closest, I'd say, to Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lash, I could very much see. I could see the power couple because I think I've talked about it, but I'm just going. I think Fallon is the kind of the total package.
Fallon is a great shout. Again, I do kind of agree with a lot of what you said, and maybe even the same for Sol. Like Sol, Parker, and Kalani might be too young, too new in this process. I know they're a big fan of Sol. We'll see. But Fallon, Mishin, I like the idea of Mishin winning. I hate calling her
That's
Mishin.
not a bad shout. Like, I know you're like, put some respect on her name. But
no, I was saying that she brought it back.
Fair enough. But I still think that it like, she's 100% somebody that if she wins it, she instantly puts credibility on that belt.
Right. Dale picking Fallon like you are. Let's go. What do you guys think out there? If you're watching right now, as we got 80 kicking around with us, who are you taking?
And how long until this ends in a kerfuffle and everybody throwing hands and everybody, I'm in serious simp mode tonight. The Simpsons. I don't know who I'm simping for, but you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
Right. I haven't read that book since high school. Fair enough.
Did you hear about Trick kind of saying, "Hey Booker, just give me one. Just give me one, my guy." I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I wonder if he can. I mean, I'd be down. It'd be fun. Give him one.
Just give me one last spin-a-rooney. One last five time.
I'm trying to catch a Sol Ruka promo, see where she's at with this.
Well, and it's still the
Ruka.
thing is, like, we were talking about it. I know I was like, give me your pick, but you could still, at the same time, as much as we made cases for people in this, you could still make a case for where everybody wins this. Does it help that Lash is the tallest competitor as well, so she doesn't have that far to climb up the ladder?
She a big body, man. She ain't like she
former basketball player, my guy, former South Carolina.
She out there playing Matumbo on Sunday, just swatting women off the
Whoa,
ladder.
whoa,
No.
Not in my house.
I successfully got that reference into 2 straight streams.
There you go. There you go.
Uh-oh. Ladies are going to go at it.
Like I said, how long till this ends up in a kerfuffle? Everybody gets their little promo, and then everybody starts talking shit.
Yeah.
Yep, see, and we're in kerfuffle mode. Everybody's going to start throwing hands.
Adrian saying, getting those grocery store PST vibes for Booker T. Price check on Jackass. Still to this day, one of the best things ever.
Oh, that's my favorite segment of just the shot of Stone Cold with just milk running down his whole shirt. How you doing, Book?
Ava gave Rob E permission to announce a 6 women tag.
That makes sense. I thought they were going to do that. The way you had them split up, you're going to have Soul, Fallon, and Lash versus Mission, Kalani, and
no,
Jada.
You got Parker and Soul mixed up. Flip them. So it's Lash, Parker, and now you got me blanking.
Lash, Parker, and Fallon. So you got heels versus baby.
Yeah, Fallon's the heel. Yeah, it's heel against heels
so
against baby.
Okay, well, I was going off of how they were sat.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
We have the Joker Dempsey talking to himself.
Bro, he's out here at MJF levels of spray tan. Like, my guy Damon Kemp is looking lighter than Charlie Dempsey right now. In complexion, this man's so spray tan.
Damon Kemp's one tanning session away from getting drafted into the bloodline. Soul hookah. That's ridiculous.
Damon Kemp out here, Dempsey out here doing his best Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder impression.
What do you think about Robbie E being like assistant GM?
Christopher Daniels.
I feel like it's backwards.
What do you mean? Oh, fair enough. Okay, I was going to say it sounds like it's almost halfway similar of the Christopher Daniels situation of a mouthpiece.
So the new gimmick for the quarter pounder crew, Nick, is they want to be Italian.
They want to look in mirrors.
Hey, Mambo.
Oh, Mambo Italiano. As getting fears out here just going off on all the squirrel energy.
Give Dante Chan the belt. You knock it off, Keyshawn.
Are we like 2 years past like the prime of Chase U here? This is now
prime.
Chase U used to be good. I'm exaggerating with 2 years, but this has gone from good to like they're now colliding with Learning Tree U as to which one's the shittier university in wrestling.
Well, I never thought Chase U would be my favorite university in wrestling, put it that way. As she's going to take on Jasmine Nix up next, ladies and gentlemen, as we head to a commercial break. Make sure you get in that chat, be a friend, tell a friend. But yeah, Chase U never really worked for me. I felt like there was a point when they won the tag titles and Duke and Chase were getting over as a tag team. The crowd was really getting into those like Chase stomps that they were like spelling out Chase U with the stomps, and they just kind of abandoned it. Then the whole shit about we owe money, I'm a gambler, everything's fine. Like it was all bullshit and never really, it was a broken, fragmented story completely. So
that
I don't care.
Well, yeah, no, that's where to me where it lost the plot of when it became they were trying to lean into the universities getting paid off to allow students in thing that was going on in the US for that was trending in the news for like a week or so, and then they just kind of didn't have a way. They tried to catch on to a trend. It didn't have a way to actually get out of it. And since then, it's just been rigor mortis has taken over the body that is Chase U. It's just gotten stiff, cold, and is decomposing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was no payoff. Like I kept waiting for it to become JCU, and that she was
It
going
is
to hijack
cringe you.
cringe you. Yeah, that's yeah, and then asshole you on the other show.
Yeah, who gives a fuck, you?
Right. Shout out to Drake, the grassy jersey. Booker T is doing his best impersonation of Nick Cannon in Wildin' Out. Someone else said, when did Wildin' Out break out?
Right.
What if someone in TNA win the belt taking out Kiana? I don't know how we connect those dots.
Richard, is that you? Or
you remind me of somebody I once knew.
right. You remind me of someone I used to know, because I'm like, how
Right.
did we get from point A to point B? And we went from A to Z back to C somehow, skipped X, Y, and then just went back to B.
Killer Kelly versus Alexa Bliss. Oh, interesting. Maybe. I mean, I don't see it, but I mean, it's all good for me.
That's Masha Slamovich is kind of, and I say that Masha Slamovich, Killer Kelly, those are two women on the TNA roster that I feel like that's like a real Ripley match or something, like just in the sense of the style that, like, I wouldn't be opposed, and I can sell you on this, of Masha Slamovich, Killer Kelly versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Not bad.
Battle of the Redhead. Who's the spooky redhead team?
I've been petitioning for that tag team to come, just sign, just be a part of the WWE. I'm okay with it. Like, if we can put a couple like Masha, you know, we talk a lot about how the fandom we have for Masha. Again, even with Killer Kelly, I mean, there's good talented wrestlers that can make that work. Again, would they go after a bigger fish? No, but Alba Fire and Isla work really well.
Holy shit, I have a second thought Jasmine Nix didn't have entrance music.
What the fuck? I was literally...
Bro, this is literally like just hit generic music. Like, this is if you played a wrestling game and it's like entrance number 13 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, though. I'm actually becoming a fan of Jasmine Nix. Like, beyond the aesthetic. She hits a fucking badass Pele kick. And she can actually, I feel, go a bit in the ring here.
Right. Masha versus Asuka in. Sign me up, Anthony. You can have my money on that one. Let's have them smack the shit out of
I need to find a version that's for women of like big beefy men slapping meat, because that's what that would be. That would be just them throwing hands 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be again, it's the segment every week. Every week we're like, go AEW, go AEW. Here comes Chris Jericho. Fuck AEW.
You know who wants more TV time? I do.
Yeah. You know who wants more vacation time? Please be you. Please be you.
Please be you. That's so good. Please be you. That's a bar, my guy. Someone sync that up to right afterwards. Put a beat behind it of Chris Jericho's, you know who wants more TV time? I know I do. You know who needs more vacation time? I hope it's you.
Please be you, bro.
Please be you.
Man. He's killing me. I feel like JCU was the plan and then got scrapped. Yeah, I agree. Like, it felt like that's where it was going. I wonder what caused them to yank the cord on it.
Again, I think it was they tried to go with a trend with a news story that, you know, universities getting paid off by celebrities, what have you. They went into that, and then they spun into a fucking, because they tried to catch a trend, because that was still under, you know, the he who shall not be named era. That, you know, they didn't have an end game. They didn't have a way out. So then it just became, how the fuck can we make this work? And none of it really worked. It was all just kind of trying to figure it out on the fly.
Part of me wondered if it was potentially the fact that JC got so over as a heel, and then you kind of gave her that little, you know, toxic attraction light for a hot minute, and then she got hurt. But it, with including Jasmine Nix, I wondered if they were like, maybe we need to push her in a different direction than still fucking with the playful.
Yeah, but Chase U was like dead before that. Like I said, once
fair enough.
We had the gambling about like what's the state of Chase U, they were dead in the water.
Boston, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. You got to be more specific. Are you talking about Jasmine? Because I think it's hilarious because I had the exact same feel, partly because of they started her entrance late or it doesn't come on for the first 7 seconds. I don't know what the fuck happened.
No, they fucked that whole entrance up. Like, that's the thing. I was like, you're doing this woman dirty out here. Of not only are you not starting her entrance or anything, and also it's the worst. Like, if that's the definition, the epitome, that's the baseline of a Death Rebel entrance song in WWE. Of just literally, you scroll through any wrestling game, any sort of game where you can make a creator that has its own theme music. That's like number 5 on the list of just basic bitch ass music.
It's generic as hell, and then she kind of just sauntered on out, like not really.
Yeah, because they fuck that shit up. Like, are you gonna be bopping if they sit there and like fuck your shit up hard?
And right now, like, I mean, this match has got a solid feel because it feels super green.
Well, fuck, I can't even try and come up with a better analogy.
It just looks like they're running through training drills.
This is the tutorial to how to play WWE 2K24, folks.
Right?
Now, what you see here is Thea hit A and B at the same time. So she hit the slam, and now she hit the L1, but the bumper, the left bumper for the taunt.
Duke,
you even have a fucking cutscene of goddamn Duke and who gives a fuck other Chase U member coming out.
Board.
The Millhouse of Chase U. The Millhouse of Chase U.
Just got to break the Kimura. But yeah, the Duke and
Pele!
They came out of the
She
crowd.
is a badass Pele kick. 1, 2, 3.
Hey!
I told you, I'm getting behind her. I'm over this Ridge Chase U. It's just getting
100%.
too fucking convoluted and too in the goddamn weeds.
I think you could have stopped in the first half. I'm over this Ridge.
Yeah, it's the meme. I'm not gonna lie, you had us in the first half.
Right. Exclusive footage up next.
Why are Nathan Frazier and A-Kid actually out here working the merch truck? Are they that hard up? I know we had it come out about WWE's base salary for wrestlers. Are they that hard up? They got a side hustle and work in the merch store. I thought they were beating up, fucking Jersey Shore kids at the fucking, shirt shop.
Right. Oh, we'll see. I thought it was funny because I saw the clip of Axiom from last Tuesday, and I was like, why does Axiom sound Spanish? What is happening? I thought he was British. Is it the mask that's muffling him? He sounded like fucking Puss in Boots. He's Puss in Mask. Pause.
he is that. There goes us ever interviewing A-Kid out the window, but
nothing but love. And again, listen, back to Jasmine Nix. She's not a write-off. She's just there's some foliage in her game right now. He's from Spain, okay. Are you pulling my leg? Kids from Spain.
I'm gonna look this up right now because but he's never sounded like I'm Inigo Montoya. You killed Nathan Frazier. Prepare to die. He's never sounded like that.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
Axiom is from Madrid. Well, that's not. Fuck. That's not Spain. Madrid's a different country. Am I wrong? Am I terrible at foreign geographics? This would 100% fit into the being an American.
No, I honestly, I thought A-Kid was British.
Axiom is from Spain. So he's Bane. He's not. He's just mini Bane. He's Bane without the juice. There we go. Everyone, there's enough people. So you're either all lying or
we take the word for it. No, I was literally thinking it when I saw the clip of like, wait a minute. He sounds Spanish.
I tend to make not only myself and the rest of my country look bad. My guy, Keyshawn, making Americans look bad. Madrid is the capital of Spain. Oh, fuck you. I'm terrible. I admit it. I instantly, at least I had the wherewithal to admit as soon as it left the words out of my mouth that I'm probably wrong about this and I'm probably going to look dumb. So you can have that. Not even what I'm at.
European soccer helps my knowledge of where things are.
But again, that's again, we've talked about this last night as folks. We're in our commercial break again. Number 3. But yeah, in the US a little bit, you kick the ball. Like I'm like, I know it's the national sport of your country, and I'm going on a tangent here, but how big are you into like lacrosse and stuff like that?
Into lacrosse?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty substantially. Like, and again, following it consistently, probably not, but especially growing up, especially in Canada, it's technically our national sport.
Right. So fair enough. I guess I'm just justifying myself now at this point of that.
You're trying to like
I'm literally like, I'm into lacrosse. You can have your soccer, you can have your football, you can have your footy.
Right. The weird thing is Def Rebel made Braun Breaker's original cool NXT theme, but then they make Braun's WWE theme sound like a generic rock music.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh. But yeah, no, I don't
know. Apparently I was.
Thank you.
Brandon asking us who we have in the NBA Finals, Celtics or Mavericks. Well, I live in New England, so if I want to survive past this evening, I'll take the Celtics. Against my own will, as I have Ethan Page walking out with Ava Rain. Oh, he's out here saying you can pretty much ask for whatever you want. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it too. So it's not Robert Stone with Ethan Page. It's Robert Stone,
which I think would work.
The right hand to Ava.
Right.
They seem like co-GMs. Like it doesn't even seem like.
No, he feels like her little. Like,
unless it's like, I got to be here so I can keep a job.
So Ethan Page had a list of demands, so to speak. And I think one of them is going to be the title shot, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I want to skip the line, bitch. Oh, so we got Axiom.
They all work in the fucking t-shirt stand.
The Good Brothers just run up.
Yeah, and just jump them.
Could you imagine trying to buy a tee and be like, what the fuck?
Right.
The Good Brothers being featured.
You just see a giant tank top, fucking tan ass Luke Gallows running down the boardwalk at a booth right now.
And the pride of Madrid, Spain.
Right. The bane of NXT and apparently the bane of my existence on this stream tonight.
Oh, they should have
given
given
the security shows up after. Like, we'll wait until y'all just fucking have it out and then you'll calm down.
You'll run them pockets. They had an opportunity to run back the lawn dart moment with Kevin Nash, and they should have done that.
Oh my fuck!
Him off that t-shirt stand.
That's what they should have done. That's 100% what they should have done.
Yes,
lawn dart. So we're getting the match set up for Battleground of the Good Brothers versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. And I see still about 90 people kicking with us. We've been dancing, flirting with triple digits here. So let's see if we can keep it above 100 here. As I've got Josh Briggs coming out right now.
Absolutely. And he might be working with Spears somehow. Oh wait.
Well, we're rushing to the back here.
Oh, the chairman.
It's not even the chairman, it's the chairman.
chairman.
Oh, but Javon. So we're gonna get Javon's gonna take his place. We're gonna get Sean Spears versus Javon Evans.
Is Javon the new 1-2-3 kid?
I don't know, but he's dressed like goddamn Black Rambo. They drew first blood. So yeah, we've got Javon Evans out here just smashing away on Sean Spears here. So this has been great. This has been really good for Javon Evans of 100%. He's gone from talked about, honestly, from certain terrible people on Twitter and everything, hated on because he had the kind of awkward promo and everything backstage on his debut match on NXT. And now he's been featured tagging with Trick. He's been, answering a battle royal or a open challenge to Ilya. Now he's going to be out here with Sean Spears. Like, Javon Evans has become the new Wesley a bit.
Right. As the refs are out trying to break this up, as Javon did hit the tope, but pays for it as he gets rocked into the stairs.
Right.
Young OG, greater than Rambo.
Fair enough.
Spears versus Briggs at some point, seemingly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just making me think of Rambo. They begging for mercy like the Lambo. Just Joe, it's 2024 and the Good Brothers are involved in major angles on NXT and SmackDown. Actually, that's valid.
That's what, 100%. When they were outside, that was my exact thought of like, man, these guys are getting utilized.
Oh, 100%. Could you see them get involved and help AJ win?
I still think I kind of wanted them to kind of solidify that huge cutter. And there goes Spears.
Did we? I didn't hear no bell. I'm sorry. I thought this was America. I didn't hear no bell.
We were good to go. Spears versus Josh Briggs. Well, I don't know. Javon saying, I want some.
Well, it looks like so we've had all of this, and that gets the crowd super hyped. And I feel like we were supposed to go to a commercial, but they went to a replay. Yeah, because I feel like we're setting up for this match.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, okay. So that felt very much, and it could just be how we're, trained almost as wrestling fans of like, that's a commercial spot. All right, they're going to cut to a commercial here, and then we come back.
Who is this? Not Renee.
Exactly, not Renee.
She showed up in she was getting her hair done. She's getting her hair done.
Well, I haven't even seen. Oh,
is that Lady Frost? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Most of the interviewers backstage in WWE, outside of Jackie Redman and there may be one or two others are interchangeable. It is like sideline reporters. I feel a little bit in any sort of sport. It's just like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on another commercial break. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark live. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, take this link, share it anywhere you talk about wrestling. See if we can get to triple digits tonight. We are back at it tomorrow for Dynamite. We have our review show or a preview show, for Battleground, which will be this Sunday. We got SmackDown. We got more action, more wrestling, more things to get into. A busy time here on the channel. It's going to be a fun summer. Lots coming up. So make sure you join the Wrestling Utopia. Be a part of all the fun. Click all the links. Follow us on all our socials. And 1 hour down and we're cooking.
Absolutely. Well, you can't forget that, tomorrow night, the Prodigal Scarf returns home. We get the return of one Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Well, why not return someone else if you're going to, why not overshadow someone else's return if you can?
No, I can tell you probably where they're going to go with MJF's return. And I think it's kind of obvious a little bit I think they're going to do him versus Rush. They're going to do a little bit of how they did before of he has one little kind of quick feud that he goes through, another quick feud. ramp up, because this is a reintroduction. This is a recalibration to MJF, because you especially were like, I'm over kind of the kangaroo kicks. Like they're massacring. You know, look what they've done to my boy with making him babyface and everything. Right. So they need to reset and recalibrate everything here. So we're going to get probably a little bit of a quick feud, I feel, with Roosh. We're probably going to get one or two other mini feuds and everything before we really ramp it up.
On so many levels, I hate it. Like I hate it.
I know, but I don't disagree. I'm calling what I feel they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, why would you book MJF? Okay, fine. If you want to give him a little, welcome back cushion to roll into returning, fine. You put him in there with somebody that can't talk, that can't go toe to toe with him, that can't answer back, that can't even at least take a swing at him. He's going to eat. What is Roosh going to offer promo wise to make it entertaining? No, we're just going to get into the match.
Yeah, Roosh call out MJF, but I think that does play a part into this. Of he's not going to go out there and say shit like that.
Maybe that's just Roosh trying to force Tony's hand, and then it might not.
Yeah,
work.
but we've seen this with Roddy. Of all you got to do is sit there and talk to the man, and you can force his hand pretty easily.
Right. I don't have faith in doing MJF right. Again, if that is where they go, if you start him off with a nothing feud, and again, if you're trying to reintroduce Roosh and make him valid, him showing up, having maybe one back and forth with MJF that leads to him losing to MJF, you're not helping him either.
Again, I agree with every statement you are saying. I full-heartedly agree. I just think they seem to just be, they don't know how to fix anything. So it's like, well, we'll just throw more of what we've been doing at it, and that must make it work, right?
It's a bad habit of AEW to undervalue the talent. You got to book them. You got to present them where they belong. Like, you don't bring in, Tama Tonga and you put him in some side, he's going to have a feud with Tozawa for 2 weeks before he joins the bloodline. No, you get down to fucking business.
Well, they have the problem of, at this point, no talent feels special. No talent feels unique. That's what we've had the issue with Swerve. We worry now that they're going to do that again with MJF. We've seen them do that with people returning. That's why we question who's going to sign with them, because everybody lives in a world of gray in AEW. Of you're a heel or a baby face, you could be up, you could be down, you could be off the card, you could be doing nothing, or you could be a fucking world champion. It don't matter. It goes by the whim of one curly-haired bastard.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we're watching it happen right now with, as far as I'm concerned, it's slowly becoming a thing for Ospreay. It just happened to Swerve. You took the shine right off Swerve by giving him bullshit. You brag that you have the best roster in all of wrestling, then book him as such. Like, utilize this wealth of talent that you have under your control, under your banner. You got to amplify these talents. You can't minimize them to make other people's egos feel okay.
Well, they're doing Ospreay all right, but I feel like they're also at the same time they're doing him right and wrong at the same time. Like, he's your biggest babyface in a heel faction with a heel manager. He's a current champion taking on your current world champion, set up at Forbidden Door for fuck all reasons and everything. Like, there's, for every 2 steps forward, they take 10 steps back.
It's the step on your own dick, because here comes Tony D, the Heritage Cup champion.
Pissed on your own balls.
Yeah, fair enough.
What it is. They ain't got enough to hang there. But yeah, we've got Tony D'Angelo.
Just all right, roll, go, bro.
Tony D'Angelo taking on defending the Heritage Cup versus Damon Kemp. Sorry.
No. Oh, go, spit it all out. NXT moving right along. It's clicking. So we're getting a cup.
It's cup time. Well, is this the NHL playoffs? I feel like that's something they'd probably say during like Stanley Cup finals.
A lot. Cup season. The chase for the cup. AEW is okay just doing moves at 80% empty arenas. Yeah, man. Like, Tony, I wish we could help you, man. I mean, you got so much right there, so much easy layups. You could be fucking finger rolling all night long to W's, and you can't help but throw up bricks. I don't get it. I got
this. It just chucks up a 3 when the lane's wide open.
The Carlton, right? Like, give the ball to Will. No, I want this one.
You said Carlton, I started doing the dance.
So it's going to be Tony.
Yes. Yeah, we've got the Italian Heritage Cup.
So they're running like the free bird rule as well, as he could decide which one of them are going to defend the cup. Don't love it.
That's where they did. That's what they just did.
Yeah, they were debating, like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Probably the one who's the fucking champion, I would assume. It's not like you're like, if your division champion wins, the Stanley Cup or whatever. So who gets to say they're a Stanley Cup champion today type shit. I'm like, right. No, the guy who fucking won it is the one who won it and should defend it.
Right. Tony winning should be a solid match. All right, folks, get in the chat. Let us know who you're taking in this one. Damon Kemp taking on Tony. They did let us know coming out of commercial break, and I think it was Damien who pointed it out. No, it was MDB. 21 million views just for Sexy Red on WWE programming.
Well, how about for Sexy Beards? Let's see how many millions of views we can get for Sexy Beards.
Come on.
Give us right, I see about 78. Christ, I lost one person because I said Sexy Beards. Let's see if we can get it in the Beardophiles. This has got to be Tony D'Angelo picks up the win here. And now we've talked about this I'm going to be so conflicted if Gable Steveson actually stays on the Bills fucking roster. Like, I'm going to be angry on Sundays, try and find some reprieve, I guess, on Monday, as long as we're not playing Monday Night Football, and still be mad at the Stevenson family on Tuesdays as well.
Right. Got Don family for the win. Tony D'Angelo for the win. No clue what's next for Malachi. We'll dive back into that. I know we were talking a little AEW there in the booking. Malachi's been MIA since what happened with Adam Copeland. Will he be included in the qualifiers, or will he be included?
Probably not.
Probably not, eh? Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Bro, you literally have the same person of like, I'd love to have Ricky Starks on my television. You're the one who books the fucking television.
That's the funniest shit.
Right, and like, we're not dumb. Like, I know most of your audience might be dumb, but we're not. Like, as was at the end of the round, and did Tony pick up a win? I couldn't tell.
1-0 Tony. 1-0 Tony.
Yeah, the Pisons are up here, and I think we might be one up on the Pisons and one less Canadian here quickly.
Tony D's. There you go.
For the win.
For the win. Let's go.
Absolutely. So, of course, KJ's got to leave me to let me call the Paisan pantheon of a match here going on between Tony D'Angelo and Damon Kemp. As we weirdly cut to commercial fucking out of that. Literally, we started off round 2 and Damon Kemp's kind of throwing up the hands of like, I don't want none. And we cut to commercial. The cup is the NXT version of the FTR belt. Chair, I don't know of an FTR belt. I know of, FTR members, but they seem to not be holding too many belts lately. But are you talking about the for the World Championship from Chris Jericho, or are you talking more? I think it's more comparable to the Pure Championship from Ring of Honor, which again doesn't get mentioned, doesn't get featured, anything like that. Who is Sexy Red? KJ Big Nick. I skipped last week and the episode by accident. Who is she? I heard she was with Trick through last week, though. Yeah, again, the best way to find Sexy Red, especially for me right now, is she's provocative. I don't know what she means, but she gets the people going. That's really what it is. She's a rapper. She's a hip-hop artist. She twerks a lot. She's big into wrestling. So I'm glad on that because I like seeing, and I'll ask you this as we're in commercial break, and I will remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this better than anybody else out there, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, all that. But how do you guys feel about celebrities and influencers, etc., is getting involved in pro wrestling, like a Sexy Red, like how Logan Paul's gotten involved, like how KSI and I Show Speedy were in the Prime models. Like, do you like that it's getting involved in kind of the mainstream version with that, or especially, I don't want to say fringe celebrities, but level of celebrity that you're probably going to do some wrestling shit, let's be honest, and everything? Or do you want just we keep wrestling to the wrestling fans, and no casuals allowed here? I am fine with influencers and celebrities getting involved as long as they're entertaining and add something to storyline. Fair enough. So no Jeremy Piven of, to where he's out there calling the show the wrong name and everything like that. But okay, yeah, I get that. And I'm kind of right there with you of they still seem like they're involved because they want to be involved. And it's not, we're asking them to be involved just because. Just trying to hope for a little bit of a clout catch or anything like that. Like, Logan Paul, honestly, has been probably the best transition from celebrity to pro wrestler, in my opinion, here. Geekbox, what up, my guy? I've said, I like the ones who do some training and get in. Always respect that, but the ones that just come in and talk and add nothing to the show annoy me at times. And you can see they're not actually a fan. Yeah, but I mean, there's levels to being a fan and everything like that. There's degrees of it to an extent. And especially, I think at least that we're crossing into that level again. Like I've constantly brought it up of we're getting mentioned at the Academy Awards. We're getting, mentioned here. This person's, dropping a WWE reference, what have you, that, or this person's, saying they're an AEW fit. Like the AEW, we have the Jacksons dropping off AEW titles at the NBA set and everything like that. Like, wrestling is still back in the pop culture mindset, and I think that overall I like. I can question, relationships with certain peoples, what have you, but I think overall, I think it's a great thing for pro wrestlers. We're back in action as we've got Damon Kemp out here right now, just working over Tony D'Angelo, literally just getting working him over like he's, Kenny Omega out here. I wonder how long JC is out with that broken nose. Do not know. Alexis, WCW, David Arquette. But see, valid argument. Actually, that might be a thing when KJ comes back. And I might take a pause when he comes back, but remind him of, we might need to add that on the court docket here of, celebrities in wrestling. Yay or nay here. Is Ariana Grace wrestling tonight? I do not know. I don't believe so, but I do not know. Eric, what up? I wish Thea could string some wins together and get the North American title. Well, she's not even in the ladder match to qualify for it here, but we'll see, my guy. Great example of someone like Snoop Dogg. Can see he's like a big kid whenever he gets near that ring. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Christ, he managed to sit there and cover up for Shane McMahon's torn quad. And speaking of someone who covers up for my torn quad, KJ White, how you doing, sir?
Speaking of a big kid, very interesting topic as far as celebrities. I happen to think that just my 2 cents being Logan has kind of surpassed everybody.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think that that's an example, but for every Logan Paul, you have a Snooki.
There's a Snooki in there. I mean, again, I think I feel like Bad Bunny is overhyped as a in-ring competitor. I don't think he's as good as people give him credit for, though, he tries really hard.
Fair enough, but so I'm asking to put this on the docket, Your Honor, as we're on our way here still with Tony D'Angelo and Damon Kemp, as Damon Kemp's honestly kind of been in control of this part here, as we're in the last seconds of what round are we in?
Oh, DVD.
Or round 3. Did he get it? He didn't get it.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell. I'm all right because I'm saved by the bell. That's kind of fucked. But cool because you don't see it often. But I'm asking for that to be added to the docket for court, Your Honor, of celebrities in wrestling. Yay or nay?
Yeah, we'll see if we can swing that. Something like akin to that.
Fair enough. As instantly.
Oh, he played the rope-a-dope and gets another pin. 2-0.
He's out here playing the sliced alone. Well, I'm going to be, and you might be alone.
Bad Bunny is fantastic. He's again, I think you got to remember, like, he's known because he's done a couple, like, he can do a Canadian destroyer. He's never had a whole lot, even his match with Priest in Puerto Rico, it was a street fight for a reason, right? So Logan Paul's legit getting in the ring and delivering really good matches, really great performances. I don't think we're getting that from a Bad Bunny at that. Like, I mean, that's why I think Logan Paul has surpassed him. And I don't dislike Bad Bunny. He's good at what he does. I just think he got a little overhyped. John, good to see you. Boston not feeling it. I mean, I think this one's been all right. I'm not a big fan of this match, and I don't necessarily love the direction the Heritage Cup has gone. But I think overall, I think NXT has been all right. I think if you kind of just sit back, it's been okay. A lot happening. Like I can't take her serious. Killing me. Who let their teenager loose on NXT? Think. It's like talking to my 9-year-old. So here's Trick demanding that Ava gives Paige everything he wants, including a title shot. That's where we're going with this. Cancel the cup. Turn it into the European Championship. Or turn it into something more cruiserweighty. That's kind of where we thought we were going with it originally, MDB. But, yeah, Trick basically telling Ava, give Paige everything he wants. I want him in the ring. But Ava's got to take a phone call. Again. Oh, Jordynne back with Mia. Old friends, acquaintance. My boy Tony D representing Italians everywhere. Yeah, buddy. So Ruka's here. I don't even see Logan as a celebrity in wrestling now. I think he's just a wrestler now, even with a limited schedule. He's earned the right. But again, I don't even mind his limited schedule because, and this is an ongoing debate amongst the wrestling community, is, you know, should you be the Swerve Strickland that we see twice a week, defend your belt against nobodies, be the champion that's in the ring all the time, or should you be the champion, the guy, the attraction? And should you play it that way? I think less is more. Less is more. Pat McAfee, definitely. I love Pat. I could almost see him doing more stuff. Stephen Amell's been great. I mean, I don't know if everyone out there remembers, but apparently Heels got picked up by Netflix, maybe. But Steve did, he was a part of that original All In. But I got Paxley, Ariana Grace, Jordynne Grace. Tony wins 2-1. Living for JC says, okay, so given Jordynne Grace, who else from TNA would you want to see? Listen, this has been an ongoing conversation throughout the last week. There's a long list. And, some people have thrown out like the Rascals. Joe Hendry would be fun. Maybe a Moose. There's a lot of options. There's no shortage of talent. Even having Tasha Steele show up in NXT and have a couple matches with somebody. The Grace sisters. The Gracies. As I am getting a package for Clash at the Castle, folks. Nick is on a pause for a cause. Anthony's in the chat somewhere, or at least he was. And we are rolling along. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. We are back tomorrow with Dynamite, our weekly hopium trip where we start off smiling and hope for the best. But back at it on Thursday, we have the Battleground preview show. That's going to be a fun one. And then, of course, SmackDown Friday. Saturday, I'm sure there's something. Sunday, NXT Battleground. We go live early. Make sure you click that little bell so you know when we're going. But it's going to be a fun one. NXT Battleground's got a good vibe to it. Live from the Apex, UFC Apex Arena in Las Vegas. So it's going to be a hell of a show. But with all of that being said, let's see what the chat has for us. There's Anthony. There you go. There you go. NXT flat after the Grace match. There you go. So, Anthony, feeling the vibe that Boss is feeling. I'm trying to think what happened after the Grace. You're not technically wrong. Interesting. Well, the Heritage Cup thing isn't great. That's right. We had the Thea Hale match. That was okay. And we had the Summit. The ladder match Summit was a little boring. So, Paxley has a death wish. Yes, she does. I'm here. I love it. Love it. Good to see you, Anthony. We were graced with the Graces. We were. Tatum wants the title as well. Paxley, I mean, again, Tatum's done good things. We saw her work with Lyra before she was drafted. I think Paxley's kind of found something here. She needs to keep it going. And I think there's no reason why she can't climb the ladder. 2-0, waiting for Moose. Moose is a good shout, man. Moose would be fun. Could you see Logan and Pat? Maybe. Who was it that recently got in Corey Graves' face and it caused a lot of stir? Maybe someone out there can remind me. But you have, the rumor that Corey Graves could apparently return to action. So that'd be interesting. Pat McAfee, again, anything he does is kind of fun. Being on the offensive side of a Canadian story is insanely easy. It's who's taking it. Pause. Again, that's what I mean. Like, he's very good at jumping on someone's back and having that maneuver. What a maneuver. Land. Great. He's come off the top and did a couple cross bodies. I would argue that relatively generic. I mean, again, it's kind of one of the basics. So, yeah, I mean, is he bad? No. Does he love it? Yes. Could he, really, if he really wanted to, put some time in? And that's, I think, the one thing that separated Logan Paul from others is he's putting the time in. He's preparing these matches. He's working on his craft. He's treating wrestling like it's his job. And as much as people think he's a giant douchebag, which in a lot of ways he is, when he does talk about wrestling, even on his podcast, he talks about wrestling with a great deal of respect, talks about how hard it is, how challenging it is. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the biggest change or difference between him and a Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny comes in, gets worked up, and kind of relies on whatever, God-given talents he might have to pull off some stuff. Logan's working on it. Jordynne sounds like China when she was on the juice. Fair enough. No comments. What's up, Eric? It's always like this, Anthony. Listen, I haven't had a whole lot to say about NXT as far as a high regard since Stand and Deliver. So I will acknowledge that they are going through an influx. I don't know. Maybe the stream's just super fun tonight, but I feel like it's a good time. So here we go with just over 30 minutes left already. So tonight, 6 women tag match. So it doesn't sound like it's going to get that much, a huge increase in excitement. Low key loves NXT. He'd be like, facts. NXT is going fast tonight. Fair enough. I mean, again, I think the energy's been good. I haven't hated it. But when Anthony pointed out, like, what have we really had since the Jordynne Grace match? Maybe we just started off with that vibe and held it. Maybe that's what the difference was. Corey Graves said on his podcast that he's medically cleared. Yeah, so I wonder, and again, if anyone out there remembers who got in his face recently, and it might have been Logan, but I don't think it was. And it kind of got people talking like, ooh, Get Corey come off the desk. But then the question becomes who replaces Corey, even in a short term. It was Logan. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. I doubted myself as I'm getting a preview package for Lola Vice versus Shayna Baszler on Sunday. We're going NXT Underground. It's going to be a really great one. I love how they've sold this, or even shown the articles of top MMA talent signs with WWE. So with legitimate MMA background on both these women, let's see how they deliver on this one. The lack of a true mid-card for the men's division is hurting NXT. Who will Oba face after beating Wes or Joe Coffey? I'd like Joe to go up again, now you got Ethan Page. So it's a bit of a rebuild time for NXT. If nothing else, they're retooling. They're highlighting newer talent. You're seeing, Jasmine Nix get into matches. You're seeing Kalani James, Javon, the young OG. Like you're seeing some influx here. So it might take a little time, but they're definitely working on it. Lola. Paul Walter Hauser is a very good celebrity wrestler. Ooh, I don't know about that, buddy. Again, he tries hard. I'll give you that. He tries hard. Love that segment between JG and the NXT girls. Yeah, nice. Again, and it makes her feel like a part of this. And again, when she comes out and they acknowledge NXTNA, that's a strong message. That's a strong sentiment to put out there. I thought Corey Graves had a career-ending injury. He had been out for a long time. He did say on his podcast that he has been cleared. I believe it was his neck. It was either his neck or concussions, I think. Yeah, apparently he's been cleared. So, and I mean, the story about him being cleared came out a year ago, maybe a year and a half.
Her name was Lola. But yeah, I believe it was concussions with Graves that, yeah, he was cleared. Same thing, like I guess Nigel's been cleared too as well.
Thiago Alves.
The Pitbull. Josh Barnett. Yeah, well, we're adding this UFC vibe. Like we could see one of those of like the knockouts like out of nowhere here.
Mm-hmm. And Lola saying Shayna's the best MMA crossover performer, and she's looking forward to it. I like it because it kind of lends back into. I mean, you got to legitimize Lola, who is a legit MMA fighter. Like before, like it was a big deal when she signed with the WWE because of her background. So
yeah,
basically,
a nice
big sister, little sister. Yeah,
right.
But yeah, it's definitely got big sister, little sister vibes, and yeah, fuck Ronda Rousey.
I was gonna say, absolutely. Will you just shut the fuck up, Ronda?
Yeah, Larry, that's a different type of whole celebrity situation. Knoxville's kind of on Dave Arquette vibes.
Pat McAfee, I'm surprised I missed him. He's probably up there for probably one of the best transitions from non-wrestling to wrestling.
Yep. And here comes Izzy Dame. They got to get Harley Cameron and Izzy Dame on the same team. They do. Let's go.
No,
big sisters.
No, they don't. They really don't.
I mean, get Hartley away from Soraya. She got something.
Well, you had me with get Harley away, and then the rest of that I lost. Yeah, so Natty.
Here comes Natty.
Yeah, but again, remember, it's interesting that we have all of these, their contract is up on Friday, their contract's up on this date, like literally within the same week, and they're on television. They're out here, performing and everything. Makes it kind of wonder, like they probably have already re-signed and just the dirt sheets don't know about it yet.
That's also part of it, right? Like, again, things don't necessarily leak.
Booker wants the glasses. Booker's getting the Bret Hart moment of wants the glasses from Natty. Now, one hand is that, a little nod and a do, but still.
Right. Absolutely.
Katalia Neidhart. Natty with the losing streak. I got Izzy every day, all day. So who you got, sir? Who you got?
Oh, Natty's taking this one. I mean, it would be a nice win for Izzy, but I don't know. I got Natty all the way.
Fair enough. I'll take Izzy. When did Carmen get hurt? I believe it was in the match with the previous match with Lola when Shayna ended up jumping her and everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. I believe you're right with that.
Izzy's so fucking tall compared to Natty.
She's got a whole lot of size. Like, I mean, she is kind of in the same vibe as Lash Legend as far as what they could bring.
Well, and it's still crazy to think that like Izzy, Jasmine, Kiana, or Kalani were all in like the same kind of rookie class and everything. Like WWE's very much hit on their NILs. For every 10 that they bring in, they'll still manage to hit on like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. The next winner of the Owen Cup.
Not a bad show.
Celebrity wrestlers who would you take, Steve out or Dave Arquette?
Steve-O or Dave Arquette?
Steve-O? Steve out.
Steve was almost out after Umanga went off the top rope on him here.
Right.
Dave Arquette's one of those. If that's a fucking history-making moment in pro wrestling, for good and for bad, it's one of those. If that's a moment in time.
Yeah. Oh, so later tonight we'll find out if Ethan Page will sign. Interesting.
So what we're saying is he'll sign and then proceed to put Trick through a table or something.
Yeah. Natty looks like she wants to leave. I don't think so. Natty's got tenure. Natty's got status. Natty's got this is her home. She's a company girl. She's been putting in the work for the dub for a long time. I can't imagine her showing up anywhere else.
The Hart family is one of those families that's very much of like WWE is the pinnacle of pro wrestling outside of Stampede because,
right.
Stu, but yeah.
But discus clothesline, down goes Izzy. Natty, no,
that's
where Natty's at in her career right now, artist, is she's a gatekeeper. She does put a lot of the younger talent over, but she also, if you want somebody to get in there and look good, that is it.
I am the gatekeeper. You are the key maker.
Thought Lola was a showgirl. Part-time.
Izzy damn for the win. Merca. She's not American.
That's true. Kalani did beat Natty on Monday.
There you go.
Kiana.
Colossal
I don't feel like Natty only getting a tag team wins now. Feels like Bailey a year ago. I think Bailey's kind of before that. And I mean, Bailey was trying to put other people over at the time as well. But yeah, Natty's definitely got those gatekeeper. Again, she's later in her career.
That's still a big difference between talking about Bailey and Natty. Like you said, Natty's they could have a moment. Like I almost feel if she did a run in TNA, they could have a moment to where they really celebrate her. And that's why at times I think the AEW avenue still is there, because if they did it, you almost figure, especially around Owen time, they'll put a big run on her. Roll up.
Natty gets the win. With the reversal into the pin, Natty gets the W. So you're saying there's a chance?
Hey, shout out Vic Joseph of bringing up the Owen line here of how Natty told Sonya last night, enough is enough. It's time for a change.
Por favor. Damn it. He spoke Spanish right away this time. Son of a bitch. He got
he's becoming Prince Puma.
Not Man and Robin in the house. Shit.
4-1. Oh, damn. I was wrong. Don't worry. I was wrong too.
Right.
I think we're all wrong. And apparently, Axiom being Espanol.
Gallows. Anderson. He's 100% Puss in Boots. Puss in Mask.
Yeah, but he didn't talk like that beforehand. Like, we watched enough NXT. He wasn't doing this beforehand.
Listen, look.
I was here to the point to where this man got sick of NXT and took a pause and everything. And I was out here with Piff the Cliff and everything watching NXT. And he never spoke like that.
Izzy Damas was born in Michigan. In America.
What the fuck? Why does she seem like she's Australian, mate?
She might be. Nia Jax is Australian.
What? Fucking Christ. I give up on wrestling. What is this fucking timeline we're in? McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are confusing.
Right. As Tyreek and Tyrell are coming out now.
Husky Harlem Heat coming out right now.
Crime time. I watched Brett.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Yes, I can. Introduced the AEW Championship at AEW's first AEW pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, and that WCW run. So I disagree with both you about the Hearts with WWE Big Nick.
I will give you that, but I feel Bret Hart only left WWE because he felt so dejected and so screwed over and so crossed over by Vince. So that's when you got the whole, Bret screws Bret and everything. Is Bret Hart's very much dejected on a lot of shit when it comes to pro wrestling. Like, he's still fucking 40 years past and everything, can't forgive Goldberg and shit. So I think he's one of those that still takes everything to the core. So I think Bret Hart, yeah, I'll give you that. The Martha Hart, I'll give you that even too, because you're making me falling on my own argument here.
Yeah, I know. I think
the Hart family is WWE. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I see what Powell's saying, especially, and again, I think you got to keep things in perspective, because eventually Bret Hart comes back, makes up with Shawn Michaels, has been, around WWE, made his, spots for WWE as well. But if you're sitting at home doing nothing and a billionaire phones you and says, I got a big bag of money, do you want to come hand out a belt? You do it. That perspective is everything. Now, could he do that with Natty? Offer her a big truckload of money, a contract that WWE wasn't willing to do with her? Yes, they could do that. But I feel like Natty is very much committed to not only the in-ring, but all the work she's doing backstage and with the younger talent to just give that up. Now, she could do that in AEW as well. I just don't see it.
I think on one hand, one offers you more money up front and everything, and you're going to get probably more money than you'll see on the other side. But your run may not be that great, and it may not be that long, and you may not have that much afterwards. Versus WWE, she could go to where she's agenting matches and everything. Like, Christ, what are we seeing with Pete Dunne, of who's still, I believe, under 30 or early 30s out here, is still also agenting matches and everything like that. Like, WWE setting a lot of their talent up to have careers post in-ring.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's bigger picture, it's long term. And again, I think, I could be wrong. She could, she could be like Adam Copeland. Oh, wait.
During the break.
Oh, they're getting jumped.
Oh, by Gallus. I was like, I saw the blue lights and everything. I was like, we're going to do howdy on a fucking commercial break.
Right. Mm-hmm. Natty is so hard to book. You don't have her win the main titles, but you don't want another makeshift tag team. If was a mid-card belt, yeah, you got a good point about the mid-card belt, RM. But I don't think she's that hard to book because, again, I think it's the natural progression. And Natty, again, she'll have a hot streak every once in a while where she reminds everybody who she is. But I also think her priority at this part of her career is the future of wrestling, is putting others over. Gal's got a mic.
Well, yeah, they came out there and were even mentioned about the guys that they just ran off of, saying, sorry, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
Joe Coffey's so good.
Right.
And we shook our ass. So that almost needs to be a thing in court too as well, because the shaking of asses in pro wrestling has never been more of a hot and controversial topic, I feel.
It's prevalent.
As it has been recently, to where even Mustafa Ali's out here putting campaign shirts of of his campaign strategy of no shaking asses.
Right. Natty as TNA Knockouts champ could work. Could work. I think I'd be okay with it.
Oh, absolutely. We've talked about it, and I can't remember if it was the Chad Anthony or whoever that mentioned it first. It probably was Anthony, of saying her taking on Jordynne Grace against all odds for the Knockouts championship.
Right. Michigan, Australia. There we go.
Yes.
KJ Nick, part 1, influencers and celebrities should at least not go for belts. I don't agree with that to an extent. Part 2 is disrespectful towards the wrestlers who devote their lives. It's a meritocracy. Like, you got to earn your keep. So if you got somebody like Logan Paul that shows up, puts in the work, puts in the effort, I have no problem with him getting a belt. And if he found a way to be more valuable to the company than you, that's on you to figure out how to get your stock up. Should Bad Bunny come in or Sexy Red come in and get a belt or even participate in anything like that? No, I think it's not that black and white.
100%. And we've talked about
this. Let's go. Ooh.
Eyes that Logan gets on that belt, as we've got Obafemi. Now he's wearing salmon. Is he going to pretend to retire and body slam somebody?
Right. The salmon PTSD up in the house.
Right. The salmon is the color of somebody going to get hurt real bad.
This promo was funny. They're great. I love Gallus. I'm a big fan of their work. I really like all of them. And I really want to see them get some love. I mean, it was them that were utilized to help train The Rock for WrestleMania. They can wrestle. And Joe is wicked as here comes Wesley.
So we're establishing the North American title scene here as he's coming through the crowd. I really like this, though, for Battleground. Like, the NXT North American title scene is right now, I feel, carrying and is the prominent title scene in NXT.
Wait, KJ. I don't want to wait. What am I waiting for?
Right. Any pastel color in WWE now. Retirement angle, absolutely.
So we got another brouhaha happening. Now, is somebody Shane Thorpe's going to come back?
We saw it being kind of teased last week, didn't we?
And you know what? It's the first time you get to show some weakness, real weakness from Oba.
And it makes sense because it's 3-on-1. It's not 1-on-1, it's 3-on-1. So it's like you said, you're able to expose that he is human, but at the same time, he's out here, you're establishing Gallus as a dominant force. And you, like you said, you get to establish that Ola is human. He's not just fucking King Kong out here just tearing through everybody.
Yeah, but it takes extraordinary feats as they are setting up the triple threat. I mean, it's funny because let's call spades, criticize AEW go-home shows because, they were 7 for 7 on brawls after matches, but going into last pay-per-view. NXT's kind of done the same thing here tonight. A lot of, random scraps to set up their matches. It's been a very interesting, low-key go-home show outside of Jordynne Grace, maybe. been a
The
weird.
Go Home show has very much set up the pay-per-view outside of 2 matches because we already pretty much knew. Well, no, 3 matches. Because the ladder match for the Women's North American title, Jordynne Grace and Roxanne Perez, and the last show actually set up the world title match. So yeah, so we've really only had about 3 matches set up going into this. So this is now filling out your card on the Go Home show.
Well, yeah, and I mean you've I mean, again, to their credit, I mean they did build up, some anticipation of the triple threat match. You saw the tag titles. I think I'm actually surprised that like Nathan Frazier and Axiom like cutting promos. I almost vote that Axiom takes the mask off. A, so we can know he's Spanish. B, so that I think
so if you didn't cover his face, he's Spanish,
right? So yeah, well, right. We actually listen to the guy once in a while, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would add an element like they can both talk. Then, like he seems okay talking, and Nathan Frazier's been cutting very like passionate promos. So I mean, there is some good that's happened here tonight.
I'll give you that. Like I said, well, that's been the question: is this a good Go Home show or is this a good weekly show? Because as far as a Go Home show, you've pretty much set up your entire pay-per-view around your big 3 matches. But at the same time, you wonder, should you be doing that on your Go Home show on literally days before your pay-per-view when you were supposed to have gotten people to buy it and everything? Versus, is this a good weekly show that only builds to here?
You kind of lost me.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Is this a good Go Home show for you?
I think the show overall has been a little flat. But I mean, they're trying. I didn't love the Heritage Cup stuff. The ladder match summit, I get they're trying to build, but I mean, again, you always expect them to be building on the Go Home show. So it's just a little flat. We've had a couple good moments, but a little flat in between.
Fair. Well, is it because it's nothing else outside of those 3 matches is that compelling?
Maybe there's a little less.
Maybe at most the North American title is probably the next most compelling thing that they've added, but like the tag title match, I know we had, they got beat up on the boardwalk, and we were hoping for the lawn dart into fucking cart or whatever. I'll get words out.
Yeah.
Right, but I feel outside of maybe those 3 matches, I don't know how I feel about the rest of this card as far as building it up through this show tonight. There's not a ton of compelling shit.
I mean, I'm extremely excited for Background unto itself. I think tonight they've touched on just about everything, and I think we're going to get a big announcement at the end of all this. But yeah, just a little bit flat. And I think maybe the flattest things for me tonight didn't really have it. Like, I mean, we're not getting anything to do with the Heritage Cup at the pay-per-view. So that match, I don't know. I don't love the Heritage division, if that's what you call it. The 6-woman summit, the ladder match summit was a bit bleh.
Well, you knew where it was going. That's almost a fucking pre-show thing at this point. Well, you're setting up the 6-woman tag match, which again, still, I mean, you're maybe establishing who might be the front runner, what have you. Right, as I've got Wendy Chu out here. Bro, them pajamas making me want to just cuddle up and go to sleep.
Right. Wendy Chu.
Oh, coming next week, but the mirror breaks.
Creepy Wendy Chu. She had the raccoon paint job. Creepy Wendy.
Catching fly.
Lex is king on screen again with someone's aunt. I feel like
a woman who puts raisins in potato salad is interviewing Lex is king right now.
I feel like Lola and Shayna was a rush feud just to get Lola on the card. I completely disagree, RM. They knew they were paying this one off, especially if you're going to do a pay-per-view as we got Dante Chen jumping Lexus, but if you're going to do a pay-per-view at the UFC Apex, you're gonna utilize 2 actual MMA trained fighters on that card. You saw this build. They were friends and then they became foes. No rush for me at all.
But does that again feel like something that should have just been on the pre-show? Like we could have had the Women's Ladder Summit and they all kind of throw handbags and everything on the pre-show. We could have had the Lola versus Shayna build and everything a bit, I think, just on the pre-show. I don't know if you freeze or I freeze, or I'm just glitching in the matrix or what's going on.
Away quick. Get your mom and dad together. Let's go.
Right, I'm Marty McFly in it.
As here comes Lash Legend. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were asking there as far as the pre-show goes. You think it should have been the Underground should be a pre-show match?
No, I'm saying the segment that we got tonight on NXT, you could have just I feel like we're probably gonna just get it re-aired on the pre-show for Battleground.
Probably.
That's what I was more of getting at, of that stuff builds to that's your content on the pre-show. You're just getting it now on NXT. I'm not saying the match itself.
No, I don't think you are. No, I mean, again, I think that it's very common, as far as giving us a hype package, especially the one with the UFC fighters and that, to have it on the Go Home show makes a lot of sense.
Well, and I'll give you that more people are going to watch the weekly television, and then that's going to get them to buy the pay-per-view. So I will give you that. So yeah, that's I guess the line I'm ultimately asking of. If this was a weekly episode of NXT, how would you rate it versus this as a go home show for NXT?
I think either way, I think it's been a little bit on the flat side. As a go home show, they're doing what they're supposed to do. It just hasn't been great, a lot of little things. But I don't know. I thought we had a really, really exciting start and then a lot of kind of fluff.
Fair enough. Jada Parker, let's go. Sorry, she's gonna be my new NXT simp. I feel of how I was with Tiffany. This is gonna be Jada Parker because she's got star quality.
Yeah, Ruka, you think she has star quality? I think she's good. I really do. I think she's solid. Very strong.
She came out the gate and just said, Reggie, you can go kick Brock's. They literally decided they wanted to let Reggie go because she showed up and was like, all right, well, you can do everything he does, just 10 times better.
Right. Motor City Machine Guns return at TNA Wrestling because they could. It's possible, Richard. That's actually very sensible. It's very possible.
Could, but they also could show up at NXT Battleground.
There's a kid at. You guys doing Crockett Cup this year?
The Cricket Cup? I don't know if we're doing the Cricket Cup.
I decipher. Ronnie, I was a big advocate of we never missed, even pre this channel. The Crockett Cup was something I really valued as a wrestling fan. NWA's really gone downhill. I'll look at the card because it's a 2-day commitment. Last year we hated our lives for it.
Yeah, it was up there of one of the few streams we almost just tapped out on. Fuck it, we don't care. Do this, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
we're getting synchronized somersaults.
Back handsprings, Nick.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I jokingly said back handsprings.
Yeah, fuck off.
I do feel like Battleground lacks hype. The TNA partnership with Jordynne is carrying it. I don't feel that way. I feel like prior to Jordynne coming in, I was looking forward to just the whole event and maybe the venue and the environment is carrying it more for me.
Well, I was gonna say outside of before we got Jordynne Grace and Ethan Page, what exactly were you interested in beyond just? It's going to be really interesting to see them do a show at UFC Apex.
Definitely a big part of it. I was looking forward to like kind of this rivalry that was building for Oba. I'm really excited for Lola and Shayna. So there was some buzz for me, but like I said, the Apex and the the hub pub around all this event kind of had me sold on it pre whatever the fuck they booked.
Fair enough. But I've got Mia Yim and Lash Legend right now in the ring here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin. We appreciate the love. Absolutely. Dark Wendy. Yeah, y'all catch that?
Oh, yeah. Wendy, too. Darkwing Duck. Yeah, no. So it is like there's one heel on every team here because Jada's a heel on Team Babyface of Soul and and Babyface Kalani's out here with heel Lash and Fallon.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you see them, they're all just screaming at each other.
But it's a good showcase match, but beyond that, it means fuck and all. Like, respectfully, like there's no advantage to be had here. There's no anything. It's a good showcase. But
I mean, again, it's them trying to say like these 6 women are going to be one of these 6 women are going to be the first ever North American champion. This is the fun match they're having now. You're going to want to see what they do on Sunday. That's the hope. Is it working? Right. I don't know.
Would they have almost been better off of doing individual promos and you cut it in throughout the night versus fuck the whole summit thing and everything? And you just before every commercial break, you have a promo from blah, 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 who's in the women's tag match. You got 6 promos right there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not I think that's great. I think that would have been strong. You could have taken the time that you used for the summit and just have it sporadically throughout the night. And then even then, you could have Ava say, we're going to have a 6-woman tag, and you can still have that 6-woman tag. Which we're getting right now.
6-woman tag. You just had qualifying matches. The qualifying matches should have been used to establish who's going to be your dominant competitor and everything like that. You use this and use the promos and help solidify that with how they talk, everything like that. Sell me on why I should believe you're going to fucking win. You sell me in the ladder. I know I'm splitting hairs here, but
no. That's for my money, I'm okay with the match because you get all 6 women in the same place at the same time to highlight all 6 of them. Fine, do it. But pre-tapes would have been better than the summit. They just would have had to kind of go a different route to get to the match. But either way, I do think the pre-tapes would have been a nice touch. It would allow them to probably present themselves stronger.
Well, they basically did that just during the summit. If everybody literally got to cut their promo, and by the time we got to Lash of you're the last one to go, that's when we start throwing handbags, and that's what sets up the tag match.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see Jordynne and Roxy main event. I could see the main event unless what we're about to get is Ethan Page getting a title shot on Sunday, right out the gate, lickety split.
Yeah, I almost still wonder if they could still main event even when we get Ethan Page and Trick. Like they could. It all depends on what you think the outcomes might be in a bit too, as well. Where they main event, where they slot on the card.
That's true. I mean, if Jordynne was to win, that would be your go off moment. That would be your goodbye moment for sure.
But could you have Jordynne and Ethan both win?
Maybe not. I mean, Trick could find a way to beat Ethan in his first attempt. The guy I thought he was hotshot came out of the gate and just allow that to snowball further. I'm okay with that. So yeah, I mean, there's a way out of both.
If you're WWE right now, as I've got Jada Parker working over Kalani Jordan right now, and you want your guy, you want a guy that's going to be the face of your third brand, your developmental right now. You stay rocking with Trick of your guy that you built, that's homegrown, that's got a bit of momentum behind him, or you go a guy like Ethan who can talk, who's kind of the total package, but hasn't gotten the time or the exposure, I feel, with it. Of you go with him as champion.
I think
like
there's
already a ready-made built. He already pro. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think that Ethan Page is great, and again, he could very much come in and be the face. I almost wonder if Ethan Page has a very Bobby Roode type run in NXT where it's short, quick to the title, and then off. On you go. But I don't know that. I don't know what their plan is. I think you stick to your developmental plan with Trick. If you had an outline for him to continue and you want to see more from him and you want to see growth, Ethan's going to bring that out in him. So no matter what happens on Sunday, I feel like they're going to continue the feud further.
Fair enough, but you could make an impact, have Ethan win it, and then still, like you said, he drops it on his way out. He ain't here for a good time. He ain't here for a long time. He's here for a good time.
Yeah, and he definitely could. That's the compelling part, right? Like, same thing with Jordynne. I think there's valid arguments and valid reasons to believe that. Oh, wait a minute! Look who's back again.
Bro, what is the fucking
Bird
mask meets Rip Hamilton shit is this?
She borrowed Mandy Rose's mask.
And just added an extra nose onto it. She's out here looking like the fucking play doctor meets Rip Hamilton.
This one's for you.
Neighbor Nick, get to the top. Yeah, you need to do it. Yeah. Lexus needs to get her nose fixed. Yeah.
Fallon gonna win. Fallon might be the fave. She's got a really good shot. She really does.
Right now, she's working over your fave there, Sol Ruka.
And again, the quality of the wrestling is phenomenal. Like, it's quick, it's seamless. It doesn't, like earlier we saw Jasmine look a little robotic, a little walking through the steps.
Wallpaper.
Right? But this is flat out. Both women, double.
You can make a case, though. That's the thing, is you can make a case for everyone in this match to win this.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, Mia him. Mia clapping them cheeks.
Yeah, but so Jada just wail away. So this is though what kind of sucks with this though, because it's gonna just break down into a fucking kerfuffle again.
Yeah. Oh look, yo, is Lashes finished the full
yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
Glam slam.
Oh, the glam. Oh, she throws it up. Okay,
yeah.
I just think you should just keep it there. Axe kick, that would make Booker T proud.
Soul Snatcher. 1, 2, fuck off.
Ruka, you're winner.
I want it now. I want the whole man.
Soul Ruka. Listen, that kind of look wicked like that.
I know I kind of hate on the move, but it is one of those it does work because you can kind of hit it out of nowhere. It's kind of getting that RKO out of nowhere vibes because that's literally all it is, but you add a little somersault springboard into it.
Right. Well, I mean, I think now Lash was the one that took the pin, just for the record, everybody. But her doing that move off the ropes and not just in the corner, that to me makes the move dynamic now. Because remember when she had to like get people over to the turnbuckles to hit the move? Now you can hit it out of nowhere.
I think I think the past 2 weeks she's moved to where she kind of hits that kind of out of nowhere, slides through. What the flying fuck?
Stevie Turner begging for another opportunity. As Ethan coming out and getting the glare.
Asking for the Wi-Fi password. That's all she was asking for.
Right. I like this. They got Ethan Page as public enemy number 1. Nobody wants him there. Running that all ego gimmick of just, I don't care what y'all think. I'm walking in and I'm walking to the top.
Absolutely. And I think that it's very a la Carmelo Hayes towards the end. I feel a bit just in that of like, I am him Jones and everything. And I'm not saying it's fully that, but having that same ego. And I think that's a character, that's a storyline that can work well with a guy like Trick, and maybe him not versus Carmelo. We might get a good Trick match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's options. And again, I know some of the deep tribalist out there, the real hard skid marks want to paint this as not a big deal, nobody cares. I'm very intrigued what they do with Ethan Page on this platform, and he has a huge opportunity here to really shine. And you see it right away. He's got an aura about him. He's got a, I demand the room, I demand your attention attitude. It works.
Oh, 100%. I think he's the blueprint of a guy that works perfectly in an NXT platform or anything like that, and has the makings fully to move on up to. I can already see him US title, IC title. I've already talked about him with the douche canoes out there. If you get a nice little douche fucking trio, or the whole little ego click there of Logan Paul, Ethan Page, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory.
I think Trick gets a triple threat match. I don't know who the third guy is. I think it's going to be 1-on-1.
The third guy is vacant because there won't be a third guy.
I think they call that a kendo stick nowadays, RM. But I see what you did there.
Yeah, well, remember, we grew up to where it was the Singapore cane. And then they had to change for, public relations rights to the kendo stick.
Brooks Jensen going to TNT Wrestling. Interesting. Did you mean TNA or do you mean TNT?
I assume TNA, because TNA or TNT is British Deathmatch Wrestling. So, yeah,
maybe.
I would assume TNA.
Let's go. That was the girl who lost to Jordynne Grace to start off the show tonight.
Yes.
Lash is winning. See? I like it. So we got some split votes here for that ladder match on Sunday. So very interesting. Soul got the win. Does that make her a favorite? I got Lash. You got Fallon. Some of the fans are split on it. Soul Snatcher out of nowhere. Still a great name, too. Great name. Oh, I can't wait to hear Michael Cole scream it.
Well, Pat will have a fucking field day with that.
Right.
Team Lash for the win. But that's the thing is, going by the laws of booking, Lash took the fall. She went under before the pay-per-view, so she's probably now the fucking favorite to win it. And Soul got the pinfall, so if you get the win on the go-home, you lose on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it could be. But again, I do think, put it this way, there's a very good chance it's going to come down to Fallon and Lash. That might be the last two standing.
As I'm getting Eddie Thorpe out here talking about the Briscoe brothers and fucking Chief Wahoo.
Jake Strombo. Talking about his hair. This is cool. No Tatanka, though. That's not nice.
Tatanka means mini buffalo.
So Aruka's my prediction. North American champion.
Dances with the trees. No, that was Bear Hill. That was Bear Hill.
Bear Hill.
That was Roundtree. Whatever the fuck his name was.
Oh, Bear Hill. We barely knew you.
All right. We barely knew you. Proponzo asking, are you watching the Death of WCW tonight on Vice?
Yeah. Definitely going to be watching that. I'm looking forward to it. Again, the only concern is I've heard this story so many fucking times. It's like, the sitting down with your fucking grandpa and going back into the war stories, like, this one again. Well, I hope they have a better approach.
It is interesting. I mean, I still even there. I guess there's unreleased stuff of. I've got like the audiobook version of the Death of WCW and everything like that. So again, much like you have, I've literally heard every avenue, every aspect of this story 1,000 times. The ultimate villain in this is the fucking producers, the AW or the AOL Time Warner merger was the ultimate fucking death and the final nail in the coffin here. But I think how they portray everything, the story that they paint and everything. And now, especially though, because we've got like Eric Bischoff's doing a reaction afterwards. Again, hashtag not sponsored, but friend of the channel. Same thing with Vinny Roo and all of that, who we pretty much would all say was the fucking one who pulled the trigger. So now that we're at a point to where everybody that was actually involved has a platform to talk about this and give their perspective, I think is pretty interesting too as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As they are running through the card, yeah, getting all the matches set up. Jay Strong, a lot of people, we've had a lot of that in wrestling history. Yokozuna was not Japanese. Chief Jay Strongbow was Italian.
Crazy.
He was a Paisan.
Well, what was it? It was Davari, or who was it that it was right around Tiger Ali Singh, maybe right around September and everything. No, Muhammad Hassan. That's what it was, to where he was in the feud with Taker, and it came around September 2001. And they very much were like, no, you ain't doing that. And it was an Italian guy doing a Muslim gimmick.
Here comes Ethan Page. I like it. No music, just booze.
Well, he doesn't work here. He shouldn't have no music. He shouldn't have no Titantron.
Exactly, Nick. Like, if this was another company, he'd probably come out to fucking Journey.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you walk on.
John picking Ruka as well for the win. 6 matches for Battleground. And this is a staple of the Papa Paul era. Quality over quantity. Time to cook. We're not shoving anything in there unless it means something. Paul.
I didn't know we were watching Catfish on NXT. Because this is a little bit what this feels like. This feels like some MTV shit out here. You know, we're supposed to get a general manager. Instead, we got Ava Rain.
That's the Ava effect. Ava Rain. Ava Rain.
Bro,
I blame it on the
homie
rain.
there in the background was just like, man's spitting hot fire.
Yeah. Jinder's Canadian. The Bollywood boys are Canadian. But their heritage at least goes back in the right direction. But Jinder recently spoke out about, he was only able to, present himself in one way, and he'd like to see that change a little. And again, I'm all for it. I think the guy was overlooked in a big way.
Oh, 100%. And I think what could be and kind of currently is the best example of that is Mustafa Ali. I think he's really doing a lot of good work of what he's doing on the independent scene and everything like that.
So, Ethan Page being, so if you're just tuning in, Ethan Page is being presented with a contract. He had a list of demands. Trick wants the contract to happen so we can get him in the ring. And Ethan Page is just being as asshole-ish as possible.
The wrestler with the biggest upside in pro wrestling. Ethan saying, no, you are signing this contract live on TV.
He doesn't get music. That's exactly it. I was giving them kudos for that decision. I mean, again, we talk about this with wrestling. Continuity matters.
Attention to detail.
Yeah. Yeah, working the crowd. Good Ethan promo. Great introduction to who Ethan Page is. For those who don't know who he is, instantly people are going to be watching their TV or sitting in the building going, fuck this guy.
Literally, we're out here. We do this fucking damn near 7 days a week. And this is still probably the most we've seen in the past couple of years of Ethan Page cut a promo. And he was signed to the other major company for a while, mind you. But yeah, this amount of mic time for Ethan Page to actually, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is,
right.
Absolutely.
Kayfabe is alive in certain places, James, in certain places. With certain people. Oh, tells the crowd to shut up. Whoop that trick chance breakout.
Bro, what is this crowd though? We've got like homie in a Burger King crown. We've got one dude
QR code
like that's out there with a backwards hat of like just telling everybody else in the crowd of like, I'm the monitor. Everybody be quiet now.
I'm spitting facts. And again, like RM says, he's not wrong when he's talking about, NXT getting gutted. They need somebody like him. It's all the shit we've been saying. The draft pillaged them.
Tell me what I'm telling lies.
Yeah. He's good. Solid. A vet. I mean, again, this is a guy, multiple-time TNA tag champion, arguably one of the best tag teams in TNA history with Josh Alexander.
Hey, went ahead and look smart. He got rid of the table, so no one will be going through the table.
Shit.
I know what's going to happen here, motherfucker.
Could this storyline lead to MCMG? Not sure how, unless like Ethan Page got some friendly lackeys.
I don't see the connective tissue, but I think, like you were saying, of Ethan Page is a guy that's ready made for like the kind of WWE thing of like he can talk already on the mic, and now you get a little refining, a little polish, and boom, you send him up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it gives me that Bobby Roode vibes where Bobby came in and a lot of people were surprised. Like, why did Bobby Roode have to go to the developmental? And they gave him a hot minute where he kind of figured out the glorious thing. And I know his WWE run, thanks Vince for fucking that up.
Right.
But it very much gives me that vibe. Get him in here, get him on a hot run, give him some success, name value, and off he goes.
Now, does he stay in NXT long enough to you eventually build him to like a baby face where he's such a big heel, like he gets enough momentum, you've got to move him up, or do you throw a shine on him and kick him up? And then that's when you build him up. Yeah,
I think it's the little things, right? They want to get them dialed into how they do business, how they do, where your marks are, what they want you to do, kind of dial in who you're going to present when you get there. That becomes, but look, he literally talking about jumping the line and nodding and smiling at him. But yeah, I mean, you're getting a seasoned vet. It's like picking, a former talent from one team to another, where you sign the guy hoping that they, all the potential you thought they had can come to be. And that's what this is. And Ethan Page ain't wasting this moment so far.
Well, yeah, he's one of those guys that, got drafted in the fourth round type shit. And then the other team gave up on him and you signed him. And then turns out we got a fucking first liner out here and everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Ethan Page is.
His chant is more over than his wrestling chair. Are we talking about Trick?
I assume.
Ethan needs to win, yeah. He's over. That's the first part of it.
But that's why I could see Ethan winning.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all. I like the fact that this is a roll of the dice. It really could go either way. Shit, they could give it to Ethan and send Trick up to join his buddy.
I think if Ethan wins, and it will help Trick put. Fuck. That's really. I'm hoping that if they did it with Ethan to where he wins and Trick chases a bit, it might help Trick a little bit more. Of validated it puts a refresh, it puts a new vibe on it a bit. Because Trick is talented, but it's just for whatever reason it's a misfire right now. I feel
Ethan Page is cooking, bro, cooking. But yeah,
bro, absolutely. He's got 2 years plus of AEW Dark fucking promos to run through here.
Well, like I said, when AEW signed him, I was like, that's great. When they split up the tag team, when he split away from Josh Alexander and went to AEW, I was very intrigued. I thought he was the most over guy in the American Top Team angle bullshit.
They're going to bring Jake Hager in and put him with Ethan Page again. We're going to do American Top Team.
There's a stip.
Ooh.
Against you. Nice. But I feel like there's a stip.
Oh, she's signing on for the end of Whoop That Era. All right. I mean,
does that mean he
you were there and then you kind of came back around the other like, not so much.
I thought there was going to be a stip. That was lame. Trick.
That's interesting, though. That's a good move by Trick, though, of, NXT, tell them what we're going to do. Whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Ethan Page is a member of NXT on, the up and up level. So on Sunday.
What is the faces she's making? She's out here looking like the fucking county clerk that just got asked to sign some paperwork.
She didn't want to sign him. She doesn't like him.
Yeah, but she's giving him the fucking flirty eyes.
Ethan Page dusted Trick on tonight. Sorry. And it did. Again, Trick's okay on the mic. He has good moments, but then you put him in there with fucking Ethan Page, and Ethan Page is cooking. It kind of exposes him a little.
Expose him. 100%. Yeah, this is one of those of all right. So you get to go one-on-one with somebody who ain't your homie, who doesn't know, how you move, how you operate. Is gonna I'm establishing my shit, so I'm gonna dog walk you if I need to. I think this is a bit of a wake-up call and a good. We're gonna see what Trick's really. How he really is as a talent of you got to answer the bell now with Ethan Page a bit here. You got to hold your ground here.
Yeah, you have to. You gotta sink or swim. Somebody, you earn the opportunity to be this for us. You be this champion, but somebody else just walked through the door. And like you said, in the promo, you have that target on your back. I mean, behind the scenes and in that ring, you have to be prepared for the next person that wants to be the top guy in that company. So it's a great test. And Ethan Page, if Trick can elevate and meet him, we're in for fun.
Oh, absolutely. And is Ethan Page kind of like the peak guy that you could see going from AEW, like in fits of working into NXT versus jumping to the main roster type of deal of that he makes that smooth transition, I feel.
Like he's the peak of it.
Well,
I don't know. I think there's a lot of bodies out there that, as fun as this one is, Ethan Page, and it's a big deal. I think there's some other names that are going to rock the fucking building, and they're going to come in with the same.
But they go right to NXT.
I think all of them do. I think all of them, with very little exception. Ricky Starks, NXT. Fucking name a woman. There's not one woman they would sign that would go straight to the main roster. You got to understand. Toni Storm was there before. They bring her back and put her back.
Mariah May.
Mariah May would go to NXT. NXT 100%.
Athena.
They don't. Athena. Well, she would be an interesting one because she was there once before. I could see her stopping in NXT.
She's weird because she can't even get out of Ring of Honor for some fucking reason. Like they don't want to move her up onto Dynamite.
No, and they could maybe use somebody like her. She had a relatively decent Ring of Honor run. A lot critically acclaimed. Great segment, ladies and gentlemen. NXT has come to an end. Get in that chat. Let us know what you thought. Give us a rating out of 10. How did you feel about the show tonight? What did you like? What didn't you like? As Nick and I start heading towards the door, give us your opinion.
Gladiators.
Right.
But Paul's saying, I hope they don't do Paige like they did Lexus King. I think Lexus King did more Lexus King than anybody else. Because I mean,
What?
guys, what was it? The last match we watched him with Dante Chance, where he pulled up the mat, and so then he can hit a rolling neck breaker on the double stacked up part of the mat instead of the concrete. Like, the fuck are we doing a little bit, my guy?
Right. And again, when you say do Lexus King came in at a low level. Like Lexus King's not coming in with the status or the resume of Ethan Page. So
But
Lexus
if you're
King,
going off of how they were booked and how they were presented off of their recent employer, would you not say that they are almost comparable? They were ghosts. They were. When's the last time we saw?
yeah,
Ethan
I
Page?
mean, yeah, but that's not how. I mean, as far as what
I get
they're
what you're
doing,
saying, but I am presenting.
so when you bring them in, the WWE is looking at what they bring to the table. Lexus King's very much in that young part of his career where he's figuring himself out. They're trying this gimmick. I think they're giving him an opportunity. Yes, he lost Dante Chen, but that's a storyline that they're playing up. I think they're doing great things for Lexus King, and it will pay off for him. Ethan Page comes in seasoned. He comes in ready. He doesn't need to really go through the ebbs and flow. Right to the main title, right into relevancy. That's a different animal. I think it's not an accurate comparable.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I love it when Ava gets talked down. All right, let's get to some stats. 6.85 says Larry. 7 says Vance. 7 says Chair. 7.75 says Mr. Knee Pads. 7 out of 10. 7.5. So most people pretty content with tonight. 7.5. Ethan Page is getting Mercedes Moné money now. Yeah, he wishes. He wishes. 7 out of 10. Yeah, no. I think that's all the top ones. 7.5, 7.5, 10 out of 10, Kevin. Kevin loved it. 7 out of 10. Yeah, overall, I'm kind of in that neighborhood. 7 might be a touch high, but the end segment really did pull it out of the dirt. I think I missed a few.
It went out the mud.
Right. Well, pull it out of the mud. 10 out of 10 for Jordynne Grace. Rest of the show was 5.
So that averages out to what? Probably about a 7 or an 8 out of 10.
7.5. Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker. Jamie Hayter would 100% go to NXT. Nobody in WWE knows who she is. Britt Baker hasn't wrestled in over a year. She's very likely to go to. Just because AEW put them on a pedestal doesn't mean WWE will. 100% going straight.
MJF. If I'm just now going to start throwing out fucking random ass names. Malachi Black.
Malachi Black was previously in the company. Anybody that was previously in the company.
Okay, well, so then Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
He might be one of the few exceptions out there that would go straight to the main roster. And because of what he is meant to, because he's built a name value. He's a big deal to show up.
He don't need no New Japan or name redacted because MJF made MJF. But yeah, if there was ever a moment, and we've talked about it, if we heard dun 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 on WWE television, it's got to be on main roster, 100%.
Right, Danhausen to NXT. Where is Danhausen? Does he still wrestle? Is that a thing for him? 7.5. If Thunder Rosa signed, I'd say main roster. Maybe she's a vet, but I still think they're gonna want the wrestlers to come in and wash that indie off them. This is how we do it in a professional work setting.
Well, am I misremembering, or didn't even Naomi kind of do like a halfway run in NXT when she came back post TNA? I might be misremembering, but I feel like they kind of do that a little bit with, even, people who we're talking about, even with Ethan Page, of probably going to be a star on the main roster here further, or like sooner rather than later. They do a little honey dip through NXT of it's the WWE car wash, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Lexus King feels a little stagnant. He improved in the ring, but his status is the same, lower mid card guy. Yeah, I don't think he's fine tuned his gimmick and overall what he is. And I mean, it kind of feels like Braun Breaker when Braun Breaker was like the squeaky clean baby face and it got real boring, and then he found an attitude. So that's what you're hoping with the young talent that you're developing, is that you lock into something that just works.
Right.
7 out of 10. 0 out of 10. No Nick Wayne's mom, the new one on the chat. Ethan, I can see having a similar rise like LA Knight, like Eli Drake coming from TNA. That's a valid argument. And LA Knight went to TNA, went to NXT, right? Like crazy. He was a jobber in NXT.
Facts. Braun Breaker did a good stint in NXT, but granted, he didn't have the name behind him initially and everything.
Yeah, I think anybody that is currently on the AEW roster that has not previously been in WWE, with maybe a couple exceptions,
top main event talent,
all filter through NXT. I think they all do.
It's a car wash.
Yeah, again, it's just like, this is how we do business. It's the onboarding, your onboarding orientation, depending on your resume. Right.
You got to go through your two weeks of orientation. You got to go through the tutorial of NXT.
You sit down and watch those videos of like, why? Welcome to NXT.
Right. Hi. I'm sure you're wondering how you got here.
You may recognize me from such tutorials.
Such films. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such films as Vince McMahon, Sex Pest.
Right.
Missed 80% of the show out of 10.
Well, at least he's honest. Boston 4 out of 10. Bitter. Wrestling.
I like this from MVB. I like this every time I see it.
Appreciate it. Overall for me, I'm gonna go 6.5. I'm okay. At bonus 0.5 just for the hype around the TNA involvement, and I thought Ethan Page absolutely murdered. So I'll give it overall a 6.5.
Oh, okay. I don't see Blake Christian NXT. He's 100% a guy that goes there. Nick Wayne, like Jordan Oliver, they go there and they run that shit.
Right. Even if Blake went back to TNA.
How about just Blake do something outside of whatever the fuck AW holding pattern he's in? I know he's out there in Best of Super Juniors, but just like I watched Jordan Oliver on GCW this weekend, and it reminded me of like, he's so fucking talented. Oh, wait, he's signed to AEW just doing fuck and all. GCW to AEW is the G League of just, we got a bunch of guys there that just, we'll just leave them there. But I'm kind of with you on like a 6.5. I thought you would have gone like a 7.5. Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't great. Like, the Jordynne Grace match was fantastic. I'm excited for Battleground. I'm excited for Ethan Page. But as far as the rest of the show, I'm kind of,
Yeah, a lot of kind of like, we talked about it, at a great deal throughout the show. Like maybe the ladder match summit was a series of promos leading towards the main event match. Fine. I mean, I like what they did with what they're doing with the Good Brothers. At least it's fun. It's different. Maybe you just show up and wreck a t-shirt stand or a truck. I think that's cool.
I still you said of just want them just doing the lawn dart spot here.
Right. Bring back Jake Hager, American Top Team. Let's go.
With Jake Damon Kemp. Yeah, go ahead. Do that.
Right. Yeah, so you said 7.5?
No. I thought you were gonna go there. I agreed with you at 6.5.
Okay.
I'm not overselling this stock. I agreed with you. It was a good but not great. Like it was slightly above average NXT.
Yeah, I mean it was no comment on Sean Spears. What would you like us to comment on Sean Spears? I'm trying to figure Sean Spears out since his return. He's clearly trying to be this mentor guy.
Yeah, and then got stomped out by Javon Evans. So 100% of it was an all right go home show as far as a weekly show of NXT to me. It felt more I'm indifferent on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just feel like the fillery stuff could have been better. Like I'm not totally into this whole Heritage Cup thing, and Dempsey trying to be Italian. I don't quite get it. I mean, everyone's changing their nationality.
Everybody wants to be Italian. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's go. Chances of TNA. Oh, thank you so much, by the way, Spaz Phoenix. Chances of TNA NXT Worlds Collide. I love the idea. I really love the idea. And they keep teasing it. The state of wrestling with me and the IWC legend, John DeMarco, available now on your vid and pod. There you go. Go check it out. Go check out Spaz Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk about this. I think it'd be great.
Absolutely. I give you credit. You slid in the paid promo there. So I'll give you credit on that. Thank you for the super chat. But so we even talked about this, and we even had people in the chat of like, they're listening to y'all. When Jordynne Grace comes out with the NXT on the back of her fucking jacket and everything, 100%. I still think, and I'm hoping for it, and I think we all kind of are, of a Worlds Collide, an ultimate crossover, just prohibited portal instead of a forbidden door kind of pay-per-view between TNA and NXT.
Yeah, I'm in. And I think what you do is you bring the heat, and you show up and show out, and you make it all right. People think Forbidden Door is good. Watch this. And I think that's the game. I'm all for it. Yes.
Right.
And Scott D'Amore.
Blame Canada with all the flopping heads are full of lies.
I will step in for Scott D'Amore if I'm needed.
I'm his third understudy. I'm on the call sheet. If he cannot make it, I will be there.
Right, I'll fill
KJ right there.
KJ Nick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last call in the chat. We're gonna click on a couple more. I love this one. At least it's not AEW out of 10. Yeah, speaking of AEW, we are back tomorrow. Dynamite. It should be a fun one. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to Forbidden Door. What tricks does Tony have up his sleeves? Who's going to get set on fire? We'll find out. Thursday, we got the NXT Battleground preview show, so don't miss that at 8 p.m. And then all week long into the weekend, and then capping this week off with NXT Battleground live in Vegas. That's it, folks. Be a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for making tonight so much fun. The wrestling might have been average, but we never are. And it was not a bad show. Not one we're going to remember for a long time.
Well, it's somebody said out there, if it's one of those that you won't remember in a week. But yeah, especially come tomorrow night here. The prodigal scarf returns. And we've got Maxwell Jacob Friedman makes his long-awaited return in full effect on AEW Dynamite. Absolutely. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, able to put that full life with it.
Have a good night, folks. Come back tomorrow. See you on the flip side.